A man who thinks women chanting from the river to the sea are a bunch of C's. Adam Carolla.
Yeah, get it on. Got to get on a choice. We're going to get it on. Thanks for tuning in. Adam Ray in studio.
Yeah, baby.
Always welcome back in the studio.
It's been a minute.
It has. We got stuff to get into.
Let's do it. Let's get right into it.
There's a bit I always used to do, and then I forgot about it, and then somebody reminded me of it, which is the Kentucky Derby's coming up this Saturday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Ever been?
Never.
Yeah.
Heard it was great.
I've heard it's a blast. I've heard it's all the best white people come together.
It's Whitey at its best.
It's Whitey at its best.
You've never seen Whitey so white. Anytime someone busts out bonnets, that means Whitey's in full effect.
Yeah. And I think most women love to wear those big hats. You know, it's like the opportunity to go. It's like if a guy goes to Mexico and goes to a real divey, donkey show. Mm-hmm. All donkey shows are divey, let's be honest.
There's some high-end stuff out there.
Yeah. There's a Puma of
I went
the
to
donkey
one at
show.
the Ritz-Carlton in San Pueblo once. That was awesome.
I've heard good things. But so they're it's the equivalent of a guy maybe wearing a sombrero in a place where he's like, I'd only wear it here,
Right.
And also I feel like because there's so much glitz and glamour and charades around the Derby, you feel it softens the blow of like, oh, these animals are being abused.
Can I say this? I've never had this thought
Go
before,
ahead.
but with all the white gentry and the outfits and the bonnets and everything, that is the Kentucky Derby. The number one drink is the mint julep.
Yep. Sure.
And julep has the word Jew right in it.
Yep.
Julep sounds like what a white guy would call his accountant if he fucked his taxes up. The fucking Marty, the julep over there, trying to save a nickel. Now I got the IRS up my ass. Wow. Fucking juleps.
It's so funny. Yeah. I think you made up a new slur.
Juleps. Yeah. All those Palestinian protesters tell the juleps to go home.
Jesus, yeah.
So number one drink has the word Jew in it, yet there are no Jews there.
It's the only slur that is also a cocktail, right?
Yes, it's one of.
This is a fun game.
Yeah, I mean, a Moscow Mule sounds like a gay position.
It does.
If you think about it.
It does.
Screwdriver sounds like something you might do to one of your gay partners.
Azima sounds like something you pay Brad Williams to do to you in Vegas.
Harvey Wallbanger sounds like something that takes place in the bathroom of the gay bar. Right? I went in with Harvey. Came out with a rash.
What's an Aperol Spritz?
Oh,
what do you get for that? What happens? What hole is plugged?
I got to check my laminate for that. It's in the car. Gay slang.
Yeah.
So it's all the whitest people in the world celebrating. Now, what I came up with a long time ago is I figured out that a lot of the winners, that horses all have unique names. Mm-hmm. But they're also really good names for your dick.
Sure. Or strippers.
And so I came up with this thing, good for the stang, good for the wang. And I thought there's people who listen who bet, and they don't know a lot about horse racing.
Right.
But they can base it on what the best cock name would be.
Great.
And that's where you put your money. So I got a list here, and I highlighted a few.
Are these all the actual horses racing?
These are the actual 21 horses that are racing.
Oh, yeah.
First, I like Mystic Dan. That'd be a good name for your dick.
Great name.
Yeah.
Especially if your name isn't Dan.
If your name isn't Dan,
your name's
it's
like
better.
Charlie.
Or Gerald.
Yeah.
Mystic Dan. That's a conversation piece right there.
It's a good icebreaker.
Can't just be Dan. You need the qualifier.
Now, he's going off 20-1. Or she is. I don't even know. And then this one popped out. Just Steel.
Oh, yeah.
That's an aggressive cock name right there.
Yeah, it really is.
Mm-hmm.
It's
That's
like
20-1.
It's like I met a guy at the Laugh Factory one night. There was a whole group of porn stars in the crowd.
Really?
There was a guy named Dick Pounder.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then there was a guy, Will Pounder. That's
Will
what his name.
Pounder.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a second. It was a funny play on words.
Right.
So yeah, Will Pounder, and then huge dick, like huge, like
Hugh.
Yeah.
Right.
Hugh Dick. Yeah. So Just Steel feels like it's close to that category.
He'd be hanging out with those guys.
He'd be hanging out with those guys.
This one's a little more sentimental. Honor Marie. Maybe you had a wife. Maybe she died. Maybe it was a great
Maybe
relationship.
she died on your cock.
You know, maybe the ultimate tip of the cap to the fallen wife.
I'm not mad about that one.
Stirring
Honoring
tribute to
the Marie. Yeah.
Because also you're rooting for that horse too.
Mm-hmm. Honor
cock.
Marie is 20-1. Just Steel's 20-1.
Anna Marie would have a movie made about her if she won.
just a touch. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
It's a little wordy, but strong. 10-1.
So is that a that's a tiny? Is that like just a touch of wing? Like this guy's maybe below 4 inches?
Yeah, or I just want you to touch it.
Yeah, oh,
You know what I
gotcha.
mean? So
Okay.
kind of just the tip, kind of a
So,
angle.
so any guy ever, anywhere.
Forever Young is strong at 10-1. I like this one, Track Phantom.
That's a great band name too.
That is a strong name there.
Phantom anything. Do you remember the term phantom farter? Do you remember when that was coined? I heard that in college about somebody was talking about a girl that would fart in like crop dust and everybody was freaking out in our acting class because first of all there was still a urban legend that girls did not fart, but this guy was going around dropping bombs and blaming it on other people. So everybody was like, "Dude, she's the phantom farter."
Oh, really?
Never heard that?
No, I never heard that one.
Yeah.
She's a crack fan.
They tried to make it into a movie. Halle Berry was going to play
Phantom Farter?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Track Phantom's good. Endlessly. That's a little braggadocious.
Yeah.
But a good name for the wang. It's a 30-1. Domestic Product, I like. That's just, hey, man, born in the USA.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what you're getting.
It's 30-1.
American made, yeah.
Fierceness. It's going
Yeah.
off at 5-2. A little presumptuous.
Fierce is the more powerful of the two options. Fierceness is almost on the delicate
Yeah,
side.
Fierceness is the actual favorite.
I think
Yeah.
if you're looking to put money down on good for the stang, good for the wang, Epic Ride.
Yeah.
That's a strong.
I mean, that
wang
just says
name.
everything you need to know. And
That's all
also,
you need to
that
know.
horse you're probably throwing down some bucks for.
Yeah.
Yeah, 30-1. So there's some money to be made from that.
What kind of a guy is describing sex with him as an epic ride? There's got to be a guy. It's a Connor or a Tanner. It's a something Anner honor, right?
Yeah, I think.
What's up?
I think Woody Harrelson would describe that as an epic ride.
Yeah.
for somebody.
Yeah, dude.
who came into the boudoir.
Yeah.
A lot of strong choices this
A lot of strong
Yeah.
choices this year. All right. By the way, Adam Ray, you can live stream him doing Dr. Phil. That'll be live on May 6th. Dr. Phil Live.tv is where you go. And he's got a crowd work special out as well, Bigfoot and Cigarettes. That's available on YouTube as we speak. I've not seen it yet, but I'm looking forward to that.
It's fun,
one.
yeah. My actual special, like and subscribe, I think will be out in June. And we taped 4 shows at Comedy on State in Madison, Wisconsin. And there's no crowd work in my special because I put up so much aside from that I'm like, I'm going to put up all jokes I've been working on. And real pumped, real proud of it. But through the 4 shows, so much crowd work peppered in, especially the last 2. Once I was like, I got the special. So it's a 45-minute shot with 6 cams. Looks great, sounds great. Because a lot of times, comics are putting up crowd work specials that maybe are pulled from the sets that they just taped, whether it's a couple cams or not. So this is a really nice looking piece of fun and yeah, and the Dr. Phil live stream. It's Bert Kreischer, the guests are Mark Normand, the Goo Goo Dolls, and Dr. Pimple Popper.
Wow, that is great.
lineup.
Marry, fuck, kill, fuck. I guess,
Yeah.
if you're trying to play at home. But yeah, that'll be live streamed. So ticket to drphillive.tv, and that's first time we're live streaming it, but a good powerhouse of guests to have some fun and a few surprises.
This is the hottest ticket in town right now. The
Yeah.
Dr. Phil.
Well, yeah, we
I
got to
see
get
it
you on
everywhere.
that.
I would love to do
Yeah,
it.
I mean, come on. It's we got the character jamming on the Carolla show.
Are you doing it at the at the Laugh Factory?
No, there's only at the Comedy Store.
Oh, sorry. if you
I've
said
tried.
that.
I just did 2 at the Comedy Mothership in Austin at Rogan's Club, just to
was
try
that?
it out. Awesome. It's a club that's also conducive for that type of show because it holds about 280. Their big room, the Fat Man as it's called, and then the main room of the Comedy Store is a little under 300. So, and the show, it just needs to be in a space where you can have an intimate vibe. I'm doing 2 theater shows to try it out. The reps are just like, you got to do theaters, baby, and fucking make more money. And I'm like, it's really not about that, because if I'm sacrificing what the show is, but I'm trying it out because why not? And we're doing the Aladdin in Portland on June 29th and the Neptune on June 30th in Seattle. And both of those are already sold out. So, and those are 2 months away. So that lets me know that maybe I should try it in other cities, but I'll see, because again, that intimate element of the show is like such a big part of it. And I'm selling these out without announcing the guests, which is great.
Oh, wow.
Because then that means people want to come see the show. but then that makes me want to come through even harder, especially in Seattle. So and that's another challenge of getting people to either be there or come out if I can, because it's show first. So there's people I'm trying to get to come out to bring them out just to make the show as good as possible. Right. But yeah, it's super fun. And there's, I mean, you guys know this as well as anyone. The idea of just creating a show from the ground up is so fun. There's no rules. It's all on me. So every day I'm making more notes about, it'd be cool to do this, it'd be cool to do that, and then trying to pull it off. And because now if you're doing a live show like this in a theater, there's people are, not savvy enough to understand that it's, maybe going to be a little different than what they see online from the Comedy Store. So it's on me to go, well, then it doesn't have to be that show, but it should be just as grand and like fun and interact. You know what I'm saying? So, so I got to find that balance. But
you're going in full makeup, full costume.
Bringing the makeup gal out. It's about 2 hours to put it all on, and then about 30 to take it off.
Commitment.
Totally, but it looks
excellent.
Yeah, and it really, it adds so much, because there are people that are probably in need of medication that are like, I didn't even know it wasn't Dr. Phil, and I'm like, well, I appreciate it. I feel like the impression's all right, and the look really does add to it. Because if I'm somebody suggested, they're like, you should just bring a bald cap on the road, and halfway during your set, put on the bald cap. I'm like, that's like, that's
just not going to work.
People buy into stuff if it looks better. It's just, the fact of the matter. So
the Aladdin outside of Portland.
Yeah, have you done it?
Yeah, multiple times.
Cool.
I think I shot my special
great.
At the
Let's
Aladdin.
talk about.
Yeah, Aladdin is great. But it was at the Aladdin, maybe the second time I went there. I've been there a lot. That I kind of realized the generation gap. That used to be spoken of in the 70s. A lot of jokes about the generation gap. But we went out there. We had the whole crew. We're doing a live podcast. Had about 8 people there. And so Mike August rents an extendo van from the airport because we got 8 people and we got to get around.
Yeah.
And so we do 2 shows at the Aladdin, and it's sign autographs in the lobby. And it's about 12:30 at night, and we're done with all the autographs. And Mike says to one of the young guys who's driving the van, he goes, all right, now get the van and bring it around, and we'll climb in. And he goes, I left the van back at the hotel. And Mike goes, me and Mike are like, why'd you leave the van at the hotel? We Ubered here. I go, well, there's 8 of us. Why'd you Uber here? We rented a van. He goes, we knew we were going to get fucked up. I was like, no, but you're working.
Yeah.
You're here. You're here working. And he's like, I know, but we knew we'd get good and fucked up. So now we'll just call 5 Ubers. And I'm like, we already paid for the van.
Dude.
And I was like, there is a generation gap here.
Totally.
Because I may have thought that when I was 26.
Of course.
But I wouldn't have said it. I would have said, I couldn't get the van out of the parking structure at the hotel because of the height problem.
Come up with some bullshit.
Would have come up, the key broke off.
Yeah.
I would have come up with anything, but I wouldn't go, I was going to get so drunk that I was incapable of operating the van at work.
Yes.
This is a paradox. Is he responsible or not? I mean,
I think that is such a obvious separation in just like the lack of ability or desire to try to fumble and create an excuse that's worthy. I mean, shit, even kids now, think about if they want to call in sick to work, they'll just text their boss like a sick face emoji. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like back in my day, when I had to call in sick to Albertsons and I didn't want to bag groceries, I had to put on an Academy Award winning performance.
My God.
Like pick up my boss would be like, hello? And I'm like,
yeah.
oh, sorry, I think I'm dying.
Right.
Adam? Is that still my name? I don't even know.
Right.
What's going on? Yeah. Oh, my penis is hot. What? Well, it doesn't sound like you should come and bag groceries. Yeah, I feel like I might have AIDS. You say something, but you also have to like really convince them, and you can't just do.
I'm taking a me day. There's no. It didn't exist. I know. And my feeling is back then we were lying a lot.
Yeah.
Which is fine. What I'm saying is at least show me the respect of lying to my face.
Yes.
At least lie.
Totally.
I almost no more lying anymore.
I would respect like a story that it didn't even.
Yeah. We used to, you used to be able to blame a lot of it on the car.
Yeah.
Didn't start. Battery's dead. Came out.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Zilch. Like used to be, you can't really use cars as an excuse anymore because there's Ubers and all the cars work. So it's not going to work. But cars, was definitely a thing.
Yeah, you could put a lot of blame on that.
I worked on construction sites, and they didn't even have a phone.
Oh, no.
Most of the time. Some of them had a job phone, which, by the way, you couldn't go near if you were working there. Others had no phone. So if you weren't showing up, you just didn't show up. There's no one to call. There's no cell phone. There was
People
no
just
job
assumed
phone.
you were either dead or asleep.
They didn't care because you didn't get paid if you didn't show up.
Right.
So they would like you there working, but as long as they're not paying you, they don't give two shits.
And then there's a brilliance in that, because then the person who doesn't show up also has to just, swallow the idea that, like, this might be a wrap for me on this job, but I'm willing to, but also now I know that I'm going to have an opportunity to face go, you'll never believe what happened the other day. Oh shit. Yeah. Well, I figured you overslept. You just didn't show up and had no way to tell us. Dude, a bear came into our house and killed my family. Gave me AIDS, killed my family. Not in that order. You're like, Jesus, well, I'm glad you're here now. Yeah. And you spin it to be like, but I wanted to come in today because I felt so bad about yesterday.
Can't let the team down.
And then your boss is like, well, if the bear killed your family, wouldn't you take the week off at least? Nah. But I love this job. Really, you love Dunkin' Donuts.
I have a trivia thing that I'm now asking all my guests.
What's that?
You're a comic. You get all the references.
Sure.
But you're also a little young for this question.
Thank you.
It's a Judge
How old do you think I am?
Well, I'm looking down.
Oh, fuck.
at your age.
All right.
I think there. But you look like you're in your early 30s.
Somebody gave me a 33 a few weeks ago.
Really?
Clean shaven. I think I maybe hadn't drank or smoked in like 2 days.
The big Jew lips.
He did say that after.
He said,
he goes, you're the youngest Julep I've met in Dallas. I go, well, that's a weird way to bring me on stage.
So,
host.
yeah, you got a full head of hair and you're spry.
Sure.
And a lot of it is you're not beaten down by life. A lot of your age will be being destroyed by life.
That's such a funny observation.
You haven't let a lot of dreams go. You're pursuing your dreams.
Still pursuing,
a lot of guys at your age have given up on whatever they, no more shortstop for the Yankees.
Dude.
No more running for city council.
No more wearing sandals with socks.
No more not being non-divorced. Just giving up. No more not having a lesbian daughter, 13. Life is slayed you.
I agree.
You've not been destroyed by life yet.
Not bitter yet.
Not bitter.
Sure.
So you've loved, but you haven't really lost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You've loved and loved some more.
Sure.
That's a winner.
Yeah.
And it shows in your face.
Pushed in my what?
Your face.
Yeah, which is connected to my
Jew lips.
Yeah. We'll be right back.
So, here's the question.
Please.
OJ trial.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Judge Ito collected things that were on his bench, a hobby, trinkets.
I did hear about this.
Put that on there. What were those things that he collected? What was he known for?
So this was 95, I believe, or maybe 94. I think I was 7th grade. I think it was 94, right?
The low speed chase was in 94. Maybe the trial was in 95.
Yeah,
somewhere in there.
Yeah, I want to say I was 7th, 8th grade. I mean, I do remember watching a lot of the trial during school. Yeah, it
during
was
school.
Oh, it was one of those wheel out the TV.
Oh,
this is history. Not every teacher though. The cool teachers were like. We had a teacher named Mr. Clayton who was a history teacher. You could coerce him into talking about his outer body experiences when he was in the Peace Corps in Nigeria in the 80s, and we would get out of taking a midterm exam because he'd look up at the clock and go, "God damn it!" and then he'd look at everyone and go, "Well, fuck, you did it again."
Right?
You fucking Nazi. He would just like. But he loved to tell a story so we could get him. But he was just like, hey, man, we all got to watch this. I selfishly want to watch it, but you guys need to see how bananas this is right now.
So you could watch it in class.
Yeah.
So Ito,
okay, so what do you have? I think he had one of those, I think he had some Fraggle Rock McDonald's Happy Meal toys up there.
Could have been.
He was a big Fraggle Rock guy.
Can't say there weren't there.
Okay. How many things, first of all? Am I looking to name all the things?
All from the same phylum, all from the same group, all like saying I have multiple baseball cards.
Yeah, okay. Oh, man. It'd be weird to have a bunch of sex toys up there.
Yeah.
But also a power move, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, what are you going to tell the judge to take down his butt plugs or vibrating beads?
Yeah.
Nope. I mean, you are, but he's going to deny you. He's going to say motion sustained, or whatever they say. Just started watching Suits. Let's see. I'm going to go with, oh man, not bobbleheads. I don't know.
You'll never guess if you don't
Postcards?
know.
Yeah.
No.
Can you-
Hourglasses.
Oh my,
Timepieces.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cryptic.
Nobody knew but Jay Moore so far.
Yeah, Jay feels like he's got the attentive brain to be look at Ito, dude.
Yeah.
I remember when Mike Myers played Judge Ito in a SNL sketch.
Oh, you do?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right. Oh, Jay Leno had the dancing Itos on his show. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Kind of a weird thing to do with a murder trial.
Jay told me when I met him at Flappers, it was the first time I met him, and it was shortly after I played him on Pam and Tommy on the Hulu show.
Right.
And my mom, I'm on the way over, she goes, "You got to tell him that you played him." I go, "He doesn't give a fuck, Mom." And I really walked down that hallway through the back kitchen into the Flappers green room, and Jay just goes, "Oh, look, it's the guy who plays me on TV."
Oh, he knew.
And I go, "Oh, shit, have you watched it?" He's like, "Nah, I'm probably not going to watch it, but I heard it's good. I heard it's not cartoony. I heard it's good. I heard it's grounded. I heard it's good." You know. And then we talked comedy for about an hour and a half, stories for days, as you know.
Sure,
Just
he loves it.
I'm asking everything, and he's telling me everything. And at one point, he was saying how with the monologue, he's like, "Oh yeah, I didn't get the interview with whatever, you know, the monologue I can't about because I'm a comedian, you know." And he's like, "What's the Clinton stuff and OJ stuff?" And there was this real trepidation around how much they wanted to lean into it. And he's like, because the monologue would be, I don't know, what do you say, 3 to 6 minutes, and then once they started. They made one OJ joke and people loved it, or maybe it was a Clinton joke, whichever one was first. The cum stain or the murder, and
I think Clinton first.
Clinton first.
Yeah.
So when they did the, Clinton apparently Monica Lewinsky, he put a cigar in a pussy or whatever. I'm paraphrasing. He didn't say that, but apparently all dogs do go to heaven or whatever the punchline was, and then he said they did one joke and people went nuts for it. So then they were like, well, let's do a bunch, and then the monologue. He said it was upwards of like 15, 16 minutes because they just were like, oh, we're getting such a ratings boost. And they were also on the front lines of like people starting to kind of let everyone else know that like, oh, I guess we can joke because everybody was taking it so seriously.
Let me ask you a kismet, cosmic magnet, great magnet, serendipity, happenstance question.
Yes. Those are my favorite questions, by the way.
I'm sitting on my toilet yesterday.
Go on.
And I was realizing that I'm doing this Netflix is a joke thing. And it's funny because Katie Cazorla is coming in, and it's her club.
Her new club.
Her new club.
So excited.
Kookaburra Lounge.
A gangster, right? And it's going to be amazing.
May 8th, right? So I got Jay Moore on it, and I got Rob Schneider on it. And
on what? On her show?
On my show.
Wow.
For Netflix is a joke. Now, I then realized that I went out to Jay Leno about 5 or 6 days earlier, and he did not reply. And Jay's pretty quick on the draw. If I send him a text, he'll text me back.
Yeah.
And if I ask him to do something, he'll almost always go, yeah, if I'm in town, I'll do it. And he's done shows with me and various other things. So I was like sitting on the toilet, and I was looking down at my text to Jay from about 5 days earlier. And I laid it out, May 8th, doing a show, Netflix, not filmed. But it's just come drop in and do 15 minutes, And I was looking at it, and I started to type, and I started to text him like, not sure if you got my last text, or maybe you didn't see this text.
The follow-up.
Or are you ignoring this text? Did you see it? Did you forget about it?
Yeah.
Or am I just some asshole that's just asking you to do shit all the time, and you went like enough freebies for your Carolla?
Yeah.
So I start texting a few different texts, and I keep sort of not liking the way it feels.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Your crutch is big.
I sent him the text. He's not replied. He does return text pretty dutifully.
Sure.
Maybe he just doesn't want to do another free stand-up gig with my name on it.
This is such a tough balance because timing is everything. You have to account for the fact that maybe he's reading them like we all do, and then you're like, I'll get back to him in a couple minutes, and then you fucking forget, which happens to everybody.
So I sit there and I try a couple experiments of, hey, Jay, not sure if you saw, or sent you a text. Did you see it?
Yeah.
And I give up on it. I go, you know what? I'm not going to bug the guy. I sent him a text. He didn't get back to me. He doesn't work for me. I've asked him enough shit.
Yeah.
I've asked him 1,000 favors. That's enough. Leave him alone. I leave him alone. And 15 minutes later, I get a text from him saying, were you and I supposed to do something soon?
Wow.
And I'm like, I didn't send the text. I was like cosmically energized towards sending the text, but I didn't. And he just sent one going, was there something we were going to do?
Do you think he saw even you typing out? Do you think maybe he had opened his phone and saw the dots?
No? I did.
Because I don't even
It
think
wouldn't alert him. He'd have to open that old tab.
he doesn't seem like he's in his phone unless he really has to be,
No,
right?
I just think it'd been enough time. It'd been on my mind. Maybe it'd been on his mind, and it sort of lined up. But it wasn't 15 minutes that he just wrote open-ended. Was there something we were going to do?
Oh, my God.
Which is weird. And I just said, windows closed, bitch. And I just sent it back to him.
Took too long.
I got a better Jay. I got Jay Moore.
Yeah.
In there.
I got Jay Moore, Jay London.
Yeah,
and
we're full up with Jays, so hit the bricks. I don't want to
Williams.
confuse the audience with multiple Jays.
oh, my God.
So,
hey, is there
yes.
room on that May 8th show?
I think so. I hope so. I still don't know if Jay, because then he said, send me the date or the place or whatever. But yeah, if you're around,
I would
you'd
love
like to be in on it.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Please, lock it in.
All right. Other thing to bring up with you. God, tell me if me and Mike August got duped or played in Nashville. Tell me if we got gamed by a bartender.
Duped or played at the bar is a great game.
Yes.
I think most girls
Tell me,
played
and
most
you guys,
nights.
most comedians, a lot of people in this industry used to work in the restaurant. They bartended, they whatever. Guy like Chris would go, no, we used to do this, or we wouldn't do that, or we'd eat the French fries before we throw them away, whatever. I worked construction my whole life, so I don't know any of that. But Mike August and I are in Nashville 2 weeks ago. We're doing Kid Rock's show at the Ryman. It's awesome.
Awesome. Yeah.
Awesome.
Looks
The
like a
Ryman's
great time.
awesome. Fucking great time. Great time. Now, we fly in the night before, and Mike and I find ourselves trekking around on the day of the show, on a Tuesday, at 1 or 2 in the afternoon. We're just sightseeing in Nashville. We got nowhere to be. We got to be at the Ryman at 7 o'clock that night. Nothing to do in Nashville during the day.
Yeah.
So we go and we're walking, and every place is a bar, and every place has music, and every restaurant is great, whatever. So we go into this big sort of Nashville food court that has all these bars and all these different foods and whatever. And I say, all right, let's get a drink. Mike says, good. So we both go up to the bar, and I say, and I realize all my years of drinking, I've never hit a happy hour.
No way.
I go in at night and have dinner, and I order a martini, but it's not during happy hour. And maybe I've never been a big enough alcoholic to really take advantage of a happy hour. And maybe I've not been poor for a long time. So I'm not like basing, I'm not going to go, well, let's go out at 4:30 and get drunk so we can save $9. I'm like, well, let's go out at 8 o'clock and we'll pay the extra $9 or whatever. But I go to the bar, and Mike's with me, and no one else is there, and there's just a young, friendly white guy back there. And I go, what time is it? He goes, it's happy hour. I go, I've never hit a happy hour. And he goes, well, you're in luck, because now it's between 2 and 6, and it's 2:20, and we're in happy hour.
Yeah, $4 beers,
And
$2 pickles.
I go, oh, okay, happy hour. What do we get? I go, well, I'm gonna have martini. And he goes, all right. And then I go, happy hour. This is fucking awesome. I've never done this before. And he goes, all right, have martini. And then he goes, he's making the martini, and he goes, well, make it a double? And I'm like, I've never heard of a double martini. Just put it fill the glass up, And I go, all right, it's happy hour.
happy
I'll
hour.
make it a double. So Mike drinks like a gay man and eats like a stone pelican.
Awesome.
Those are his two greatest traits. He loves the Smoothie King. Whenever we travel around, it's like, Smoothie King, Friday, 5 o'clock, half off, all fruit-based smoothies. Like, he loves the Smoothie King.
I've seen him jump medians to get to a.
Yeah, he'll drive through traffic and over the elderly to
Like
get
he gets
to a Smoothie
updates
King.
of when they're announcing a new flavor.
Yeah,
like a text alert.
Oh my God, Tropical Jamboree to the Batmobile. You know, he's running out half dressed,
my God.
putting a shirt on as he's running down the hall of the hotel.
Fuck it.
Yeah, so he loves the smoothie, bullshitty, fruity stuff, right? So I already go, yeah, make it a double, which I'm a little dubious of. Like, I don't know what a double martini is because it's the same glass, but okay. And then he goes, what do you want? And Mike's like, I don't know. What do you got? It's, what would a gay man suck on? And the guy's like, a cock? And he's like, yeah, but no, from the bar. Yeah, and he's like, okay, let me put my cock back. And then the guy, he goes, well, we do these, slushy, smoothie, strawberry things, and he goes, oh, yeah. And he goes, I can do a shot of, people do vodka, people do gin, people do bourbon, people do all the different stuff in there.
It's fun.
Because, I don't know, what's popular? What do you like? And he goes, well, I like the bourbon in there. And I go, well, that sounds good, Mike. And he goes, you want to make it a double? And I'm like, it's happy hour, Mike. We got to make it a double. We're walking.
Yeah.
We're in Nashville, babe. You're not doing shit tonight but eating the food that's in the green room, Mike. I got to perform, but I'll take a nap.
Sure.
Yeah, make it a double. What do you like? The bourbon? Yeah, I like the bourbon. Make it a double. This is a double. We go sit down, do that, sitting around talking. Mike orders like a falafel salad, something I've never heard, like two words I've never heard combined before.
Yeah.
Like my dad and work, like two words I've never heard put together. Here's a falafel. We're sitting there hanging out. Hour goes by. I go, I'm going to get another drink. It's happy hour. We're still in the middle of happy hour, right? I goes, yeah. I go, all right, let me get, what do you got there? I go back up to the bar. He goes, oh, what do you like? I go, well, I don't know, how about a rye? What do you got, rye? He goes, oh, yeah, I got some good rye over here. Chris was just going. He goes, you want to make it a double? I go, it's happy hour. Why not?
This is obviously your first happy hour.
It's happy hour. He goes, yeah, all right, let me go get you the rye over there. He just pours the rye. We're sitting there. At some point... Now, Mike got the salad from the Falafel King on the other side of the mall. Some point we're like, all right, we're good here. We're going to wrap this up. Get the drink bill, $86. 3 drinks. We're like, $86. Like, well, you wanted the rye. That's not happy hour. You want to make it a double, and then. Mike, he got the bourbon. He wanted the bourbon over here, but he didn't. He got the top shelf bourbon. Over here, he didn't. Now we could have done the vodka, but he wanted the bourbon. It's like you suggested. You said get the bourbon and make it a double. His smoothie was like $34, because the guy did 2 full price shots of the the wig whistle pig whatever it is, and it's like. Oh, you just charge us fucking full freight. I said the word happy hour 22 times to this guy. Like, I was like, it's happy hour. I've never done happy hour. Yeah. Full fucking top shelf, no happy hour. Never word about, well, look, we got Bud Light, Michelob Ultra, and Well vodka, pop off vodka. And nope. Just what do you like in your smoothie? How about bourbon? The guy was told Mike to get bourbon, then got the top shelf bourbon, then asked him if he wanted a double. Mike's like, happy hour? Yeah, make it a double. Now, none of it happy hour, all fucking gouged, all top shelf.
I'm surprised you didn't
What the fuck, right?
You were duped and played.
We're duped and played.
Yeah, duped and played. By the way, the Beach Cop duo we never knew we needed. Mark duped and Steve played. Just going around, just slinging tail, just pulling fast ones.
Clay died of diabetes in the early 90s.
He got a little big. He got gluttonous for pussy and cheesecake.
That's right.
The fact that they took advantage, I'm surprised you didn't drop the bill and go, you want to make it a double? You're like, no, we're already paying double. Like, you don't want to double up the bill? I'll do it for free. That's a happy hour deal you can't turn down.
I don't know. I don't know if there's a Geneva Convention of bartenders. I don't know if there's the Marquis of Queensberry. I don't know.
Bartenders are not too far from car salesmen, where it's like they're almost assuming, at least in my experience from talking to pals that have done it, they're not going to get tipped or they're not going to get tipped well. So if they stumble upon somebody that is vulnerable like you are.
We're vulnerable.
Yeah.
We're in the marginalized population.
Yeah, you're with a guy who
Two
wants a
white guys.
smoothie at happy hour.
That's
They were
right.
like, dude, hey, this is my section. All you fucking guys turn the other way. I'm going to get at least $100 out of these guys for a couple of tater tots.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
We just look like heels walking into that place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fact that that guy looked me in the eye and I went, happy hour. I've never done happy
Oh,
hour.
he's,
Is this the
dude, he got
greatest day of
so
my life?
hard when you
He
said
was
that.
licking his.
And he's like, well, consider yourself happy hour eyes. Like your happy hour hymen has been popped. You're now in the middle of happy hour. And I'm like, okay.
What a bummer.
And then one proceeded to fucking just go top shelf on everything and never say a word.
He's,
and that-
he's licking his mint juleps.
Fuck Mike too, because he goes, people put vodka in there and some people do gin and some people do.
Any
But he goes,
decent
but I
bartender-
like bourbon. He goes,
Oh.
I want the bourbon. And Mike goes, all right, well, if you like the bourbon. And then he goes around and gets the good stuff, like from around the top. But we're not paying attention. It's like he just,
You gotta say
you want to
something.
do double? We'll do double. Yeah, it's $18 a shot of the bourbon. He just made it a double.
It's like, can you imagine walking into like a Restoration Hardware and you're like, so I'm looking to get some cutlery and maybe some new pillows. They go, yeah. Dude, you know what goes great with pillows? A new house.
A new house.
You want to buy a new house here.
Is it housey hour?
Yeah. I mean, that's just an upsale and an upswing.
That's something a julep would do. You
yeah,
know?
it really is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
he
so
should've
we got
said something.
played.
Are you turned off from the happy hour experience now, or would you go back?
I'm going to have a lot of questions.
What if
next
Leno just
time.
texted you, hey, happy hour, the happy hour in Bourbon, you want to go?
I'd be very surprised. He's one of these never had a drink guys.
He never has.
Now,
Has he smoked anything?
couple of tires.
Okay.
That's right. When he fucking
Oh no.
fired up that Hemi.
Hey, too soon, Adam. Too soon. Yeah, I remember when I saw him when you hooked us up with him, and then he hooked up that tour of his
Oh,
garage.
right. Yeah.
And I brought out my mom and George, stepdad George, and he was just, I mean, he must have, you know, I don't know how much coming George is doing, although he did tell me the other day, he goes, I got a funny story for you. I know you'll like this because you're a comedian. So our dog ate some of my Viagra.
Whoa.
I was like, George, how did you know my next question was, does mom still turn you on?
Right.
Thanks for the update on what you're using to get to the finish line. And he was just in fucking heaven. But I remember Jay was fresh off that surge too.
Yeah.
And he looked younger, but he just was so spry. He had a little, I think, shoulder shimmy going on that was probably from something trying to figure its place out in his body. But yeah, dude, you haven't had major surgeries, have you? Like shoulder, leg, ankle, arm, like construction stuff?
I have 2 hand
Right.
surgeries.
Stuff that's
2
like
hand
par for the
wrists.
course.
Yes, par for the course.
Like
stuff.
Dirte, my brother-in-law, white rapper Dirte, did construction too for a long time. You guys would be an amazing conversation, but the amount of injuries he's obtained from that, which is why I finally stopped and now drives the bus, because he was like, dude, my elbow doesn't work. He's like, when I'm fisting your sister, it hurts, I got to use my thumb.
Fucking dog ate my Viagra. Now I got to use my fist.
If George ever texted me that, I'd be so happy. I'm like, dude, you've shifted away from puns, and you're now into aggressive wordplay.
People are like saying to your stepdad, George, what kind of dog is it? Well, it started off as a border collie. It's a wiener dog now. Really? How's that work? Ain't no Viagra.
I don't want to
wiener
bore you.
dog.
Yeah. That's so funny.
Yeah, well, work in construction is like guys who stay in wrestling too long.
Right.
It just catches
Something's
up to
bound
you.
to happen.
You're just on your feet out in the sun all day, just doing shit your body wasn't meant to do.
And when you're younger, you just recover faster, right? But
Yeah.
Wolverine style. But when you're older, you're also probably, like we said, like maybe a little jaded from something, a little preoccupied, a little busy, and maybe want to cut a corner because you want to get home a little quicker. And so there's more opportunity for destruction. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a hard life. Like if you see guys who done roofing for 30 years, you can see it. The opposite of you.
Right.
Meaning you're young and you look younger.
Full of cum.
You're yeah.
Life.
No,
Life. which is cum.
You work indoors.
Yeah.
If you work indoors, you can shave 10 years off right there of how you look.
Yeah.
You work on a fucking roof, you age out fast.
Look at the kids at Abercrombie and Fitch.
That's right.
There's a 50-year-old guy shirtless greeting people.
Right.
But he's
Indoor.
basking in the Abercrombie Unicorn Queef cologne.
Yes.
And so it's like the fountain of youth.
That's right.
Have you stepped into an Abercrombie recently?
It's been a minute.
Went with my wife. She was grabbing some things for Stagecoach and Coachella. We went to both, which was wild. And never been. And I was like, maybe I'll grab a $7,000 hoodie and some pre-ripped jeans. Who doesn't want to fuck a guy that looks like he's been attacked by Wolverine?
Right.
And so if you haven't been in an Abercrombie as a 41-year-old male, they look at you like you're a baby in a dildo store.
Really?
They're just like, oh, what are you doing here?
Right.
Are you lost, little buddy? Yeah. And the guy, I locked eyes with another like older guy. And we both like, I kind of gave him like what are you doing here? And he was just like, I'm just with my daughter, And it's definitely a place where I think young trumps hot. Do you know what I'm saying? So you can't be old and ugly, but you can be young and like still trying to figure out. You can be young and have acne and bacne and everything, but you can't be old and put together.
Can I say this about age and looking age? Something I was thinking about, which is, I was at the doctor's office the other day, just getting a physical.
Yeah.
But this doctor also seemed to do some plastic surgeries, or someone in the office did some sort of stuff with skincare and plastic surgery and whatever, right? And they had an advertisement, like a cardboard thing cut out, Rejuvenex, laser procedure, whatever. And they showed this 63-year-old woman with the crow's feet, sort of before and after. And then they showed the same 65-year-old guy with the bags under his eyes, but then the after picture where the bag is a little less pronounced, and they always show the 70-year-old guy with this sort of turkey neck, and now it's been tuned up and it's like a little bit tighter. But the main picture that's on the advertising cardboard by the front desk is a 26-year-old chick in a bikini jogging in Maui. And it's like, yeah, she's 20. Yeah. She's 26. Like, she doesn't need anything.
No,
she's fine. She's got her juleps and her julep majora and her julep minora and all the lips. And it's like, it's not fair to say I have a serum or a laser that works on 7-year-olds and then show a picture of a 23-year-old in a bathing suit.
Like that
untouched.
Yeah, I'm not arguing with you that these people exist. You need to find this woman at 71 and then show me what your laser can do.
It must just be to influence.
Find one of those pictures, Dust. I'm telling you, they just go with a young hot chick. And it's like, I get what young and hot looks like, but that's not what you're selling here.
I think they're also just hoping and praying that you're delusional enough to go to see and be transfixed by a young body and a young person and go, I'm going to look like that. Like you're just around like pictures of young hot.
You know what they would say, which would work? Like, hey, older dude with the bags under your eyes and the turkey gobbler, when we tune you up, if you have enough cash, you can fuck that. That would be truth in advertising.
Goals.
This is who you get to fuck.
Yeah.
If we get rid of your dark circles under your eyes and your age moles, and you have a substantial amount of money, you could probably fuck that.
Yeah.
That I would buy. That would give me hope.
Assessment,
That's fair.
Who do you think looks crazier with the filler, the Botox, all that? Like guys or gals? It's probably case by case because some people double down and get multiple treatments, right? They get the happy hour, they get the double Botox. But who'd you say now?
Oh, we get to look at the Friends cast, right? Because they all kind of went.
I'll tell you who keeps.
But I look at people that are older. Like
keeps getting younger. Nancy Pelosi's like 82 and doesn't have a wrinkle in her face.
Wow.
There's something going on. Now, maybe it's because her head is inside of a $40,000 refrigerator all day looking at ice cream.
That could be
maybe the cooling effect of that's head of rejuvenation or something. But she physically, she's 80. Do you know what an 82-year-old woman used to look like when we were kids?
Yeah.
if you were alive.
Yeah.
We are
if
living.
you were alive.
Yeah, we're living in the MILF era right now. We got like.
Wow, that's 82, huh?
No. Okay, this is Nancy. We're looking at a picture of Nancy Pelosi from 4 years ago.
Yeah, that's.
If you see Nancy Pelosi on MSNBC, whatever that clip Emmy has somewhere where she's arguing with the host, because
we haven't figured out the neck yet, have we? We haven't figured out how to de-age the neck.
She was on TV last weekend saying nothing and getting flummoxed and upset because somebody said something to her.
Oh,
this is her. She literally gets a.
She looks great.
She gets a. Is she 83 yet?
No, she's not. She's maybe 61.
In that picture.
Wow. Yeah, she looks like my mom's friend.
She's 82. Now, you can tell she's in her 80s because her hands never stop moving. She doesn't have control over
the necklace. The necklace
hands.
is geriatric.
Yeah, big necklace.
There's some pills in there, you know? It's one of those pill necklaces.
Oh.
You know, like the little case you can carry around?
Uh-huh.
It's got a little thing so you can, like, open.
Oh, really?
I'm getting some applause from the booth for that joke.
Oh, yeah, I see a Tina W on there.
Tina W, yeah.
Yeah. All right, we can play the clip just because it's funny. I think we got it somewhere. But somebody's actually pushed back slightly against Nancy Pelosi when she was floating a retarded theory, and she got like completely chicked out.
Yeah.
She was like, and she didn't even know, she didn't answer the question. If somebody says anything to Nancy Pelosi, she either leaves or yells at them. She never answers the question. All right, here we go.
Donald Trump has the worst record of job loss of any president. So we just have to make sure people know.
That was a global pandemic.
He had the worst record of any president. We've had other concerns in our country. If you want to be an apologist for Donald Trump, that may be your role, but it ain't mine. And he has the worst.
I don't think that anybody can accuse me of that.
But let me just say, as a Speaker of the House, we put forth a $3 trillion.
So somebody pushed back a little bit on one of her theories, and she just yelled it at the person again, like an old lady would.
There's always. Now, what do you prefer? Do you prefer the scream on screen? There's always got to be a straight man, like in comedy, right? So I guess if someone's getting wild like that, Pelosi's going full Pelos, like that gal just had to kind of like side eye, like, well, she was almost like the daughter of the mom when she was like, well, I found the joint in your drawer and it was wrapped around a tampon. You don't think I don't know what a tampon looks like? Well, you obviously don't because you're in menopause, bitch. Like, you know.
Yeah, she gave the condescending grin, like, hey, crazy mummy lady.
Yeah, pulling the rug out from under
who's
you.
accusing someone who's an anchor at MSNBC as carrying Trump's water.
Yeah.
Which is like, it was great. But she didn't know what to do with a person mildly disagreeing with her, so she just yelled it at her a second time. But is she 82? Is she 83? I've asked 14 times now, so somebody should probably look that one up. But I think she's 82 years of age. But
84.
Okay, so Byron, if I keep asking the same question over and over again, you feel free to hit the internet.
Did you hear about that?
84?
Yeah.
That's an 84-year-old woman?
That's impressive.
Unbelievable.
I would love to look like that. Exactly that at 84.
You may pull it off with those mint juleps of yours. Yeah.
So the Miss Universe pageant. So before, like they had this rule that the contestants had to be childless, unmarried, and aged between 18 to 28. But now they increased it to women up to 73.
Whoa!
And a 6-year-old woman, a lawyer from Argentina, was just crowned Miss Universe Buenos Aires this week. She's 60 years old. So she's
60 years old.
She's on track to becoming the oldest Miss Universe contestant.
Right, because now she goes to Miss Universe.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, she goes from
Miss
regional to national or whatever, global or whatever it is.
60 years old.
60 years old.
It used to be up to 28. Now they're like, oh, let's just go to 73. Everyone's kind of looking good.
See, when the news trickles down to Trump and Mario Lopez, they're like, all right, we're out. We're out this year. we go for one reason. It's not to bang 6-year-olds. So enough's enough.
Right.
Yeah.
She's how old?
60.
60.
Yeah, I mean, shit. What is the... I think we keep challenging the age of when you can still... And I guess it all depends. Like, there are... I think Helen Mirren people were giving a lot of love to because she was posting some, like, not booby pics, but, like, pics that showed like, hey, they haven't dropped down to my knees. So
Yeah.
guys, because we're physically driven, it's like we see that on someone who's older, and that is a definitely a case in point of like, oh, they're still keeping it Charles in charge.
Susan
because
Sarandon's kind of having
yeah,
that
if you're
right
still like locked and loaded up here, I've had Stony Baloney conversations about this where it's like, yeah, you are somehow like, she still has like boobs that look like they're fine. So that somehow makes your mind not think they're, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
if you
but
saw
also-
a 97-year-old woman with perfect breasts, you would probably be like, dude, she's fucking still got it. You know?
They should put her on that pamphlet. Yeah.
Well, here's the reality of nature, life, and genetics. A 60-year-old woman with a great genetic hand dealt to her from a physique or body standpoint will still look better than a 25-year-old woman who got a bad hand dealt to them genetically.
Right.
And that's what we're kind of talking about.
Yeah.
These are all people that had good genetic hands dealt to them. And then you go, Elle Macpherson is still really hot at 57. It's like, yeah, of course she is, because she's 6'1", and she's a C cup, and she's fucking got the bones. And they, there's a little drop off, like Mike Tyson's 57 could still kick your ass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's a genetic hand that is so strong that if you don't destroy it by, smoking 2 packs a day or chugging pitchers of juleps or roofing.
Yeah.
Elle Macpherson's not spent a lot of time on the roof.
No,
and if
she's
she
been
is on a
indoors.
roof, it's at night and it's at a cocktail party.
Yeah, she's
right?
flashing the neighbors.
Right. And she's on a roof that has a swimming pool and a swim up bar.
Hot girls only go on roofs for pictures.
They only go on
drinks,
roofs. Yeah, they never go to
memories.
No one ever says to a hot chick, "Hey, bitch, my frisbee's stuck on the roof. Now go get it."
Yeah.
Chop. And while
What's in
you're
it for
up
me?
there,
Yeah.
those fucking gutters.
Yeah.
While you're up there,
Yeah.
I need you to scrape the gutters too.
No way. Yeah.
No hot chicks ever went, "I'll get the frisbee."
But also, you've mentioned this before too. Just the hairstyles of older women, like they
Now
stick to the
they're all long and extended. I mean, the Real Housewives of whatever. I mean, this when chicks are in their 50s. By the way, there should be a class action lawsuit against Hasbro because what didn't they do? A frisbee is literally designed to get stuck on a roof.
Yeah.
It flies in the air, out of control, always at the wrong angle, like a little gust of wind, always goes up. And there's no roof with a steep enough pitch that when it lands on it, it slides down.
Yeah.
It's on. It's got some sort of adhesion on the bottom of it. It lands flat. It goes up. It always goes up too high. It lands on the roof and it stays on the roof. And then somebody's got to climb up on the roof and go get the frisbee.
Risk their life.
And 1 out of every 18 of those guys falls.
Yeah.
That's
and why
right.
wouldn't you just go to Target and buy another? I mean, they must have designed them knowing that they were going to be lost.
Well, they
and
also
never found.
made them like day glow orange, so they look insane on your brown shake roof up there, right?
So you have to, maybe
you
that was
got to
a way
go get it.
Maybe the people at Hasbro were trying to control the population. They're like 50,000 men a year die from trying to save their son's
Another
frisbee.
28,000 a year die by going over the fence of their neighbor's house with the alcoholic racist who's cleaning his gun on the back porch because the frisbee caught a little air.
And he's like, I didn't shoot you because I wanted to. My dog didn't like the way you smelled.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What do you want, them juleps? Yeah, a lot of deaths attributed to the frisbee.
Now, should or could that be the name of my next special?
Juleps? Ah, that's good.
Yeah.
Mint julep. That's good.
And I drink one up top?
Also, the Hasbro company should be sued for just wasting hourly workers.
Yeah.
You know, those guys, able-bodied, youngish guys, out there playing frisbee golf for 9 hours. You ever see these guys playing this? They set up a fucking hamper on a tree They take a hamper and they duct tape it to a tree that's 75 yards in the distance, and then these guys just fucking stand out there all day trying to throw a Frisbee into it.
I will say the cardio.
Those are man hours wasted.
1,000%. I have played Frisbee golf a few times.
You have?
It is fun. Would I dedicate a weekend to it? Probably not. I think the last time I played was probably early 2000s. That being said, anyone I know who does it, they don't bring a lot to the table socially, and I don't know how they're doing in the sex department.
Weird bearded dudes.
Here's my impression of any girl ever. Oh my God, I met this guy. We fucked all night. What does he do? Frisbee golf.
Never.
No,
heard
I mean
that.
for work. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
Probably nothing.
Well,
Yeah. You know what Ultimate Frisbee should have?
Ultimate Frisbee's fun too.
That's fun.
that's a fun
Yeah.
game, yeah.
At the end, especially if the score's tied,
Yeah.
he's got to do a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Take each team, put them at my dad's house in North Hollywood,
Okay.
and I throw the Frisbee on the roof. Whoever can scramble up there and
That's a
fucking get it
great-
first.
yeah.
Yeah.
You try the trellis. This guy's shimmying up the chimney over
Wow.
there.
That's must-watch TV.
You get to the top, you each grab half of it, a fucking fight breaks
Yeah.
out, someone gets shoved off the roof.
Just a bunch of
You
hippie
know?
Spider-Mans. Yeah.
Yeah, just crawling up shit.
Yeah.
Little teamwork. Like one guy's doing the
Yep.
scoop move with the hands to
Yep.
boost him up the thing.
Yep.
Other guy's climbed a tree and has dove from a branch, onto the roof.
I'm here for this.
You would watch that,
Oh,
right?
that's ESPN 6 or 7.
Yeah, look, they do the lumberjack challenge. Why not this
That's
one?
fun, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen the clip, just really quickly, of ESPN past 2 and 3? It was a bowling thing, and this clip resurfaced of the guy who I think won some big tournament, and then he said, "Who do you think you are? I am." Have you seen that guy?
I love
No,
that.
I haven't seen
Can we
it.
pull that clip up real quick? It's a bowling tournament. I think you. Okay, yeah. There's some chatter in the back. It's maybe my favorite non-celeb athlete. And look, bowlers are people too. So are prostitutes.
It's
But
like a meme now. Like
Yeah.
every month they go, it's the 10-year
There's this
anniversary
clip of
of this clip.
Kobe. There's a famous Kobe against Phoenix in the early 2000 playoffs where he right before in overtime, I think there was a jump ball. He got it with like 4 seconds left and hit a jumper to beat Phoenix and end the series. And he did that, pull his jersey to the side to show his heart. This guy looks like he's about to do a similar type thing. He's got the Tigers fist pump. He's got every great athlete celebration packaged into one.
Perfect.
And he's riding an adrenaline high. The bowling peanut gallery is, I mean, in this, alley, people are going bananas. And was this guy Fagan or Weber?
This guy. Yeah, because this guy
Also, sunglasses
is the guy that
indoors.
always does the big celebrations, right?
Here we go.
Oh, this is beautiful.
So that's to win it.
Are you kidding me? That's right. Who do you think you are? I am.
Wow. Who do you think you are? I am.
I like it.
Cursing right out of the gate. I mean, pointing, doing the double thumbs at himself. I
Yeah.
am. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of confidence. This guy says his own name when he jizzes. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just fucking. Who do you think you are? As he's fucking his wife.
Let me see if he's entering the Kentucky Derby, and let's see if I can make that one work.
I mean, was that guy Fagan or Weber? Who was that? I want the name of that gentleman.
That's Pete Weber.
Pete Weber.
Pete Weber. Fucking strong name.
What if that
right
was
there.
Steven Weber's brother from Wings?
Wow.
And he was like, "Yeah, dude." And
Or
he
the
always
playwright.
gets or the playwright. Mm-hmm. Either way,
That's a winner.
that's it. That's a guy that just he pays for.
His dad was had a pretty damn good life.
Who's that?
With a little bump in the middle. Chris Hardwick.
Oh yeah, great life.
Chris Hardwick's dad was a professional. His dad was a professional bowler.
Yeah.
Was he really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and now he's married to an heiress.
Oh, that's
But
right.
if someone would have got hold of you when you were 3 and went,
Wow.
here's going to be the arc of your life.
Wow.
Dad's a professional bowler. Eventually, end
Great
up with,
comedy career to his own name.
granddaughter of Randolph Hearst. You know what I mean? Like, that's a pretty good beginning and end.
Wait, he's married to the heir to who?
She's married to Patty Hearst's daughter, I think.
Who are they?
Hearst family, William Randolph Hearst, Hearst Castle. It's got when you got your name and then Castle behind it. My name, we got Carolla. My dad's got but then you put Futon behind it. You don't put Castle.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's some extra
or
cash.
Flugelhorn. I guess
Yeah.
if I'm being generous to my dad. Yeah.
Wow. How do you meet an heiress?
That's a good beginning, and what a life! Your dad's a pro bowler.
Yeah, you're fine.
Oh man,
I remember when I went to USC out here for college, there was somebody said that the heiress to Walmart and Dillard's was going to school.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was starstruck by that.
Yeah.
I mean, this is my first taste of like celebrity in general. First celebs I met walking around LA at the Grove, bumped into Leo at the movie theater. I've told this story I think before. Bumped into Larry King when I was high as balls at the snack machine at the Grove movie theater. I said, "Oh, Larry, what movie are you seeing?" And he was like, "I'm with my nephew. Do you mind?" And I was like, "Not at all. I just got interviewed by Larry King," and then walked away. And but hearing the heiress to Walmart and Dillard's, I was legit like, "Whoa, dude, LA is fucking crazy, dude."
You know, I've had a mixed relationship with Larry King, and I've done a show, and I've been a fan sometimes, not so much others. He has a couple of choice moments, but I'll tell you what makes him a hero to me. One of his choice moments is he interviewed people for a living, but he would mispronounce everyone's name.
Sure.
And he had Madonna on, but he's an East Coast guy, so he called her Madonna. Right.
Oh.
Which East Coast guys just do. They go, okay, Madonna. Like it's Madonna.
Yeah. Okay.
Like Madonna. Okay. But she also has her daughter's named Lourdes, I think. Or no, Lourdes. Lourdes.
Sure.
Madonna's daughter's named Lourdes. Okay. And he goes, Madonna, your daughter Lourdes. And it's like, oh for 2, Larry.
Oh
and we're just getting started.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And also, these are what buck slips are for.
Yeah.
You know, you write down things. But he will always be a hero to me, and not because he did any charity work, and not because he was philanthropic, and not because he talked about eating soup more than any other adult. He asked DJ Khaled why he was still so fat.
Did he really?
It was awesome. Yeah.
Oh my God! Yeah, he really didn't. Was this in his later years? Yeah.
Yeah, it was from the mouth of babes. That was the beauty of him. Wow. I mean, he had DJ Khaled, and he's like, DJ, what's your schedule or something? He goes, of course, DJ gave him the whole fucking thing about looking after himself and keeping sharp and doing that. And he just went, oh, why are you so fat? I'm like,
oh my God!
That's the greatest. We can find it, but I mean,
he really didn't give a fuck towards the end.
He didn't give a fuck,
and I did, but didn't. But like somebody would go off on a rant. I remember like seeing some old clips where, talking to somebody, maybe like somebody was kidnapped or abducted, and they're like, yeah, no, it was just the weirdest night of my life, and I'll never forget it. And even talking about it now, it's tough, but it's nice to at least like go through some of the pinpoint moments where I go, wow, that's when I was captured, that's when I was taken away, and the moment of realizing I'm never going to see my family again was tough to swallow, but I got through it, and I hope that I can find some positive light at the end of the tunnel and lead a somewhat normal life. Yeah. What's your favorite flavor of ice cream? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he would just jump in with something that had nothing
Didn't care.
Didn't even hear what she just said.
No. All right. We'll see if we can find that clip. We've played it, right, Chris? We've definitely. You can't go, we've played it more than once, right?
It sounds familiar. I can't.
Oh, come on! That was a seminal moment when somebody found out. We played it more than once. Well, look, we hate DJ Khaled around here, and we've definitely played the hot ones. One with him, but now there's Larry King. Oh, we played it not too long ago too, where he's talking about keeping after himself and doing his thing. And Larry just wants to know why he's so happy. Come on, Chris. You're getting high before you come in the studio.
Am I?
Yeah. Do we have it?
Of course, I'm a hustler. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to always think nonstop how to get this money to take care of my mother, my father, my team. And not just that, to live good. I want the house on the water. I want the nice car. I want the nice watch. I want to stay fresh. I want to stay clean. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. You should strive for greatness.
How did you gain all the weight?
Oh my God!
That's the greatest.
He's fucking so thrown off.
I like staying fresh. I like saying. All right, one more time, just because Adam was sending a text. Come on, here we go.
Of course, I'm a hustler. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to always think nonstop how to get this money to take care of my mother, my father, my team, and not just that, to live good. I want the house on the water. I want the nice car. I want the nice watch. I want to stay fresh. I want to stay clean. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. You should strive for greatness.
How did you gain all the weight?
Okay. the greatest.
He took a beat and kind of let you know, like, I don't fucking care what you just said.
Right.
Here's what I'm thinking, and here's what I need to know.
Yeah.
Wow. It's also there's a brilliance to Larry King of leaning back and
Scratching
the chin is like, because it lets you know, like, I do want to know, like what this isn't just a fat shaming question or a good TV moment or what, or just I wasn't listening, and so I'm just speaking from the dome based off what I'm looking at. You lean back and you do this for a minute and you take a beat like you did.
Right.
It can't be masked as a question that he wrote down and wanted to get to. No.
All right, we'll take a break. We got the news, and we'll do that with Adam Ray right after this. Magic Spoon, well, I try to cut back on the sugar, and you know that. Less sugar, more protein in the diet. That's where Magic Spoon comes in. It makes it easier and more delicious than ever. They got a variety pack, 4 flavors, cocoa, fruity, frosted, and peanut butter. My favorite. You will not know this stuff is good for you because it tastes that good. 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein. So 0 with the sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and only 4 to 5 grams of net carbs, only 140 calories per serving, keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, and soy-free. We all love it here. It's a way to enjoy cereal like you're a kid again, without the guilt. So go to magicspoon.com/Adam, grab a variety pack, and try it out today. Be sure to use the promo code Adam at checkout for $5 off your order. It's Magic Spoon, right, Dawson?
Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Remember, start the new year off right with a delicious bowl of high-protein cereal at magicspoon.com/Adam and use the code Adam to save $5 off. Thank you, Magic Spoon, for sponsoring this episode.
Simply Safe. Spring. Fresh air. Fresh starts. Well, take a fresh look at Simply Safe Home Security. I've used these guys for years. Everyone here uses these guys. Dawson used them back when he had an apartment. Then he moved into his own home and he took the system with him. Named Best Home Security System of 2024 by U.S. News and World Report. Best Customer Service according to Newsweek. Blankets your home with indoor and outdoor cameras, plus sensors for break-ins, fire, flood, and more. 24/7 professional monitoring. Less than $1 a day. No contracts. No long-term lock-in contracts. 60-day risk-free trial. Don't love your system? Return it for a full refund. Simply Safe gave me and my listeners peace of mind, and you should have it too. Get 20% off your system today when you sign up with Fast Protect monitoring at simplysafe.com/Adam. Get that 20% off at simplysafe.com/Adam. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
It's time to check Adam's voicemail.
Hey, Ace. Tom, 34, Oklahoma City. I'm driving through Memphis right now, and I just passed a billboard that says, "Real men don't murder." I think that's a new low with literal signs that your city has plunged off the deep end. Also, problem solved? Get it on.
You can leave us a message at 888-634-1744.
Adam Ray in the studio. We got Chris in the news over there.
I was just Googling DJ Khaled because I love him. And I was seeing this report that he has the world's biggest shoe collection of over 10,000 sneakers. His collection is worth over $8 million, which is about 10% of his net worth.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. I can't. I may have to just give in and give up. You know, I've been through this process before. I've done it with the Kardashians. I did it with John Mayer. I'm just going to have to stop hating and start embracing.
Look at this guy, dude.
You know what I mean?
He's got the Jordans. He's got the Joe Biden medical sandals. He's got...
A couple years ago, he's Airbnb'd his sneaker closet.
Oh, really?
He put it up.
For what purpose? Wait, to stay in?
Yeah, I guess if you Airbnb it.
How big is it?
That's how big it is.
You know,
bed in there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
He popped off from just writing for people, for being a DJ.
Yeah, he's a
DJ Khaled.
DJ, then
yes,
and then it's producer.
All I Do Is Win, I feel like, is just that just you need one, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You need multiple if you're going to be a Vegas residency act after touring the world for years.
Mm-hmm.
You need many hits. But I think as a DJ, you get that one that can be used in a Starbucks commercial or a Bukkake sequel or a NBA playoff game, right?
Yeah. And now it's all about golf. And he posted this video recently where he's just driving golf balls into the ocean. And everyone's just like, why are you doing that?
He hates dolphins.
He hates dolphins.
All right. Well,
I think he wants to be Dan Bilzerian.
Hey, can I say this? Yeah.
Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
Have you
But
guys
like
had
a
him
fat,
on?
lazy
I remember
one.
him.
No,
Yeah.
but I
Yo,
would.
reach out.
in a minute.
Booking department. Get Dan Bill. I would love to hear you chum it up with him.
Can I can I claim a moratorium on this thought?
Yeah.
Everyone grew up loving dolphins. Everyone still loves dolphins.
Yeah.
And then at some point, several years ago, people found out that dolphins were super horny and like raped people.
Oof.
Right? And every
Who found that
fucking-
out?
I don't know who. I'd like them put in the ground because every fucking time I bring up dolphins now, someone goes, and it's like, okay, well, let's just enjoy our dolphin
Yeah.
thoughts. You know what I mean? Okay, you know what I mean?
So what did you do that got that dolphin all hot and bothered?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, were you wearing a two-piece?
That's on you, Christine.
Yeah, that's on you.
Can you imagine a judge in a trial where somebody did like get, oh, that's a bummer. They're like, well, what did you do to
Well, there should be
to warrant this sort of behavior?
There should be a lawyer that was brought back from like 1821.
Yeah.
Who was up there like defending a rape case.
Sure.
And like, well, if she's going to wear a skirt and hang out with Negroes, then what do you think's going to happen? Everyone would be like,
God.
what?
Yeah.
What? What? It'd be great. It'd be like frozen caveman lawyer.
Yeah. I don't. I haven't heard. I think people still swim with dolphins, like as a recreational activity, and I think, but maybe. I would love to get all the data. Have the dolphins been attacking sexually like a specific type of person?
It's somebody said it once, and now everyone says it every time I bring up dolphins. And I'm like, I'm a comedian. I'm the guy who knows the Judge Ito reference. Yeah. All right, so don't give me the dolphin reference, number one. Number two, I get it. All of God's creatures are capable of rape. And it's in the wild kingdom. It's ubiquitous. Most animal sex is technically rape. I mean, by California standards, all animal sex would be rape if we held them to this standard.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You don't think the animals are consenting?
Yeah, they're not like the gazelle was like, he invited me up to his hotel room and said it was business. They all rape each other. They here's how animals have sex. They sneak up on one another. If your sexual exchange with a woman was you sneaking up, I'm going to take my shoes off and get up behind her quietly. It's all rape. Yeah. All animal sex is rape.
Now, follow-up question, and you might have already answered this in your book, but how does the dolphin penetrate you? Just with the nose?
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Do they have a dolphin?
I wonder if the blowhole in the dolphin sex community is considered anal. You know what I mean? Like there's a little taboo.
Yeah.
You're not going to have any kids. It's just for pleasure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That one will do it with the blowhole. Yeah. You know what I mean? She's a naughty girl.
Yeah.
She's a naughty dolphin.
You see those stretched out blowhole
Stretch
dolphins?
out blowholes. She had a whole.
God.
It's a sign.
Oh, she had a whole team of bottleneck at her once. Bottlenose. They got her. Yeah.
We gotta figure this out.
Because the blowhole sex is anal in the dolphin animal kingdom.
I wouldn't see why it wouldn't be.
It has to be.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a choice because it's only for pleasure and it's taboo, but it's not for procreation.
By the way, I just cut to you speaking to like a high school like health sex ed class, and they're like, we literally just asking like, should or should we not wear a condom? Oh shit, I thought you just would want to know that the dolphin anal.
Yeah, the blowhole is the anal of dolphins.
I'm getting to it, guys. But if once you understand this, trust me, you'll understand why condoms are not cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's at Adam Carolla on Twitter.
Douche out with a little salt water.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Douche out the salt water.
It's a fucking viable douche.
It
I mean,
is,
that blowhole's the cleanest thing in the ocean.
And then
it's nothing but hot buttered saline just going pow, just enema. And every 10 seconds, ocean water enema. And there's nothing in there.
No, there's not. And not to stay on this for too much longer, but out of all the animals, probably the most fun and adorable to get something. You know what I'm saying? Like, what would you rather have, a giraffe
Well, let's talk about upsetting ladies for a second. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Recently, somebody in another country, I think, shot a dolphin. I don't know if Chris was telling me about this or I heard it somewhere, but there's like footage of, because in Siberia and shit, we ask other cultures to act like us, and they're like, we're not down with your shit.
We already do this.
We do what we do. We round up whales and we harpoon them and we eat them, But there's something on the internet, like a guy shot a dolphin. And women, now that...
Maybe it was coming after his wife.
Women, he had lust in his eyes.
Yeah. Women down a frisbee. Off
if there was one act that could get you sort of permanently banned, like even further off the grid than OJ back when he was alive, it was a Louisiana beach and a dolphin was found dead. When I say Louisiana, I mean a different country, too. Found dead with bullet holes. So women are... If you were ever caught having sex with a dolphin's blowhole, could you ever recover? Could you ever come back? Would there ever be another date for Adam Ray?
If I was caught doing it?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
No, I think... look, we live in a...
OJ had plenty of dates after he killed Nicole.
I think forgive and forget is still around. I also think there's just enough... I have some personal friends who have done wild things on both sides of the fence, gal and guy, that have jumped back into a relationship, and I don't understand it. So I think there's just enough people that are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs out there that are willing to take on somebody that
you could find a match.
Yeah, that is either into that or can just see past it or can be like, hey, carpe diem, right? Like they come up with some sort of phrase to justify the issue.
You know what I was thinking about the other day?
What's that?
On this subject?
Kirk Cameron?
Yep. And then my thoughts turned to I was thinking about Tex Watson from the Manson family.
Yeah.
And how Tex has 4 kids from the joint. And that a lot of these guys have kids from inside the joint. And I think some of the more infamous serial killers have had, I think Bundy has a kid from inside the joint.
No way.
We'll look it up, Byron, but I think Ted Bundy sired a kid from prison.
Wait, but don't they keep you on separate sides?
No, you have conjugal visits if you get married.
Wow.
You can get married inside the prison, and then you can have conjugal visits. Tex Watson from the Manson family, the guy did all of it. He's got 4 kids, all from the joint.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so you go Rose Bundy, Rose and Al, his 2 kids. Ted Bundy had a kid from inside prison.
That's wild.
Okay,
There's
we got to make sure
show waiting to happen.
All right, but here's the thing. People always go, wow, you want Tex Watson's genetics passed on or Ted Bundy's genetics passed on?
Yeah.
You're passing on the genetics of a serial killer.
Yeah.
And my thing is, it's a lot worse than that. You're passing along the genetics of the chick who thought it'd be a good idea to marry a Manson family member and fuck him in a trailer and crank out 4 kids.
That's way worse.
Her genetics are worse than his.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you put them up against each other.
Whose genetics are worse? Fucking her. She's a free woman.
Man.
She works at a fucking Applebee's in Arleta. She could date the manager of the Applebee's.
Oh, no.
Nope. She went to prison.
Wants a bad boy.
So now we got the world's worst genetics combined to make a fucking Reese's peanut butter cup here. Because everyone's always, what about his genetics? I'm like, what about hers? She sought it out. He at least was high.
Yeah, it's like when Crystal Clear Pepsi came out. You know, they were like, dude, everyone loves the taste of Pepsi, but they also love the taste of piss. Let's put them together in a can. Now, I want to ask
Tex
this.
had 3 boys.
That's bananas. In prison. So Rose Bundy is Ted Bundy's daughter, just roaming around?
Yep.
I would watch 6 seasons of Being Bundy.
I would too.
Where it's hosted by Ed O'Neill, who played Al Bundy.
Oh, yeah, we could add.
And he starts every show giving a fun fact about Ted Bundy.
Yeah.
And he goes, but did you know that he had a kid in prison? And, and then he goes, and here she is now, whether it's the same intro or a different setup. And then we just cut to a camera crew follows around Rose Bundy. And I think for comedic effect, also for stakes, she is always going to places where
she would have to walk in
and announce who she is
with Ed O'Neill
right away.
She'd have to walk in with Ed O'Neill, to wherever she was, and they're like making a reservation. Could we get a name? And she'd go Rose Bundy, and then they'd look at Al Bundy and go, "Oh, are
you two related?" They go, "We get this all the time.
Different Bundy.
Stuff being Bundy.
Different Bundy.
Title sequence. Yeah. Different Bundy.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm a different Bundy.
Yeah.
So it's Rose Bundy getting confused for being Al Bundy's daughter. TV daughter.
Yeah.
We're dealing with a lot of fucking morons on this show that watch it. But I feel like I would watch the shit out of that because you're combining two great worlds.
I would watch and see what Texas three boys were up to.
Yeah.
Get all the Bundys in it, yeah.
Also, what a wild thing to just grow up and go. Like, do you think you just... because you do got something to. Has she watched the Bundy Child?
I would like to get Tex Watson's son, any of the three, and I like them to just sit down with a bunch of black athletes, and they'd go, "Tell me about your dad." And they'd go, "Last time I saw my dad, I was 4 years old. Died in prison." And Tex Watson's son would go, "That's cute. That's sweet." My dad was a heroin addict, ended up dealing drugs, and got shot by the LAPD. Oh, well, there you go. Anyone curious what my dad was up to?
No doubt. God. You win. Yeah.
Yeah, I flip over all the cards. You win.
That's cute.
You win the bad dad sweepstakes. What are the three Watson kids up to?
Great question.
And do they change their name?
I imagine they're laying low.
And then how does that go? Like, listen, I got to change my name. I'm thinking about Dahmer. No.
You really got to do some research on this.
Bundy? How about one?
No, still very far off from anything acceptable. Simpson?
How about Stalin?
Bin Laden?
No.
Bin Laden?
No. Well,
okay.
At least it sounds Jewish.
All right, let me research this a little more. Yeah. How about Jew lips?
Closer, warmer.
Okay. One girl, all four kids from inside the joint. If one of those fucking kids is on welfare, I'm going to be pissed. I don't fucking pay for those kids.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Yeah.
Where, last question, where are you banging it out in the prison? You said conjugal visits. Is it like a...
Mess hall.
Really? Yeah. So they're like, if you're going to do it, we're all watching?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's on.
So mess hall is also the cafeteria?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they turned it into a mess hall.
We'll be right back.
No, they have trailers.
Oh, they do?
Yeah. By the way, it's got to be somebody's job to tidy up the trailer after
God.
Tex goes at it with Crazy Woman.
I mean, that's got to be real quick. I mean, no one is lasting longer than 15 seconds in prison.
I've only heard one good argument for conjugal visits.
I thought you were going to say only one good prison fucking story.
Only one. Oh, no, I got Baker's dozen of those.
Yeah.
We don't have the time.
Invite me to your next backyard barbecue.
I'll tell you. No, the one, once in a while when you get, you go, what the fuck? Taxpayer money? What are we doing? These guys are killers. They should have been put to death. And it's all true. But the only argument pro conjugal visit is the guard will tell you it keeps them in line. It keeps the guys, like, A, it calms them down, and B, they fucking mind their P's and Q's because they're 8 days away from the conjugal visit, and they're not going to go full Attica with a week to go before they get laid.
It's something to look forward to.
Yeah.
They keep them fucking in check.
It's like why they let you fight in hockey still. It's just,
that's right.
And that's why it's so important to probably, but then it depends on who's coming to see you, right? If they're like, hey, we got your kids coming, you're like, all right, I got to be on tip-top.
I'm
hey,
going,
Pat Sajak wants to come visit. And they're like, I'm killing everybody in here.
I'm going conjugal visit.
Gotcha.
Not just visit.
Gotcha, yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, you don't get to... I don't know who you get to fuck in prison. Right?
I know.
No,
So
you got to be...
look at
I
the
think you have to
paperwork.
be married to fuck in prison.
I think
Gotcha. Wow,
All right.
Always a
or
rule.
showering.
So Kamala Harris was on Drew Barrymore's show yesterday. Really,
women
weird
have it good in prison because they're so fucking flexible sexually. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, every time I turn on fucking Entertainment Tonight or TMZ or something, there's some fucking chick, some hot chick who used to be on, this show or that show, and she's now with a woman. She's just with a woman now. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is every beginning of it. And everyone applauds it, you know what I mean? And, it's great for her. And she's 43 years young. She was married for 12 years, and she's had enough. She's
a second life.
It's just, I'm now with a woman now. What's her name, the singer we were talking about yesterday, who's with the woman now? No, Max Patter. Come on.
Levine.
Yesterday, woman, singer. We did the story on the show.
Billie Eilish?
Billie Eilish.
Yeah,
Come on, man. What are you, eating drugs?
I think so.
All right, Billie Eilish is just into chicks.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm saying. You go to a prison as a woman, fuck it, I'm into chicks now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think so.
We're not going, I'm sucking dick, and I'm now into it. You may suck a
not with
dick,
that attitude, yeah.
but you're going to be protesting all the way.
Sure.
You'll be grudgingly
Now,
suck a dick.
imagine the guys that maybe committed a crime because they were gay, but were having a tough time on the market. And they're like, Grindr's not working out. I can get all the dick and no one's going to have any problems.
Oh.
Prison.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe.
No, you just beat out a Wayne's Brother film. Right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I mean, there's, again,
we call it the joint. Yeah. But we don't know what we're talking about.
We don't know what we're talking about.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe he, sold weed and then had to go to prison.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's, anytime I think of anything insane, I go, nah, dude, that's not that crazy. Not now.
Not now.
There was a time.
There was a time. Yeah.
You go, that's not, nobody would believe that. Now it's,
Now it's all on the table.
It's all on the table.
All right.
Grindr's in the news right now because there's like a class action lawsuit because the users are complaining that the app was selling their HIV status to third-party vendors.
Jesus.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
See? What could go wrong? Giving your information away to Silicon Valley.
Man. Yeah, dude. Zuckerberg knows everything.
Yeah. So I weirdly see tons of HIV medication commercials on TV, which is weird.
I think they figured it out.
They figured it out.
Yeah, which is wild.
And it seems predominantly black couples on the HIV meds thing. So there's something going on in that community because it is overrepresented.
Really?
Yeah.
I see a lot of white and Hispanic AIDS billboards in Hollywood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Worst job in TV commercials, Adam Ray. Let me tell you.
Putting up an AIDS billboard? Mm-hmm. Oh, wait, no. Are you about to tell me?
It's not the woman who gets off her mountain bike and has broken down the third wall and is talking about herpes. It's the guy who's 3 feet behind her, just sort of looking down, holding the mountain bike.
Yeah.
He's supportive, but he didn't give her herpes.
Oh.
She got herpes from the last dude.
So she's opening up to camera.
And now he's
unannounced.
just kind of he's there, not judging.
Do you think he's finding out for the first time as she's telling the camera?
No. Yeah.
He's within earshot.
Some guy just goes, hey, and action. He goes, hey, I thought we were going to finish the hike. Give me 1 second. So when I got herpes 2 years ago, I did, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah. No,
I watched your dog last month.
You need to look supportive, a little, whatever between concern and supportive is, but with no judgment.
No.
There's zero judgment. No. But that guy, that's the worst gig in TV.
Yeah.
No lines,
no
under
lines
5. He doesn't get Taft-Hartley.
Yeah.
He's just standing there over a mountain bike, just kind of looking down while this lady's talking about hepatitis C, and he just stands there.
What a bummer. Let's have a moment of silence for all those uncredited herpes background actors.
I'd love it if the guy raised his hand and went, I gave her the herpes, right? No, cut. Steve, we need you just to kind of
or she walks
hang
off.
Back.
She walks off camera, and then the guy. She goes, "Come on, Alan," and he goes right behind you, and then he walks by, but he walks just enough in camera to where you just see a bunch of sores, and then
right on the julep.
Yeah, right on the julep, and he maybe does a little side wink as he enters or exits frame.
Yeah.
Call this number if you've got a guy who won't own up to giving you. Yeah.
All right, so Grindr.
In some trouble.
Is Grindr all gay?
Yes. Yeah. Tinder's the, I think you can be gay and be on Tinder, no? Do you know, I went to college with a kid who created Tinder. I won't say his name, but I tried to have him on about last night, and because Tinder was blowing up, and I was like, bro, and all my friends were like, yo, this guy was in our fraternity at USC. I was like, get the fuck out of here. So I hit him up, and he was like, yeah, talk to my publicist, and I was like, I mean, we smoked 5-foot bongs together like 6 months ago. All right, but all good, you know. Thought I knew you, but all good. If that's, hey, things are busy now in your world, let's figure it out. And then she hit me up and she goes, so I just want to make sure that, like, first of all, he's super fired up. Thank you so much for reaching out. Says you guys go way back. I go, yeah, I mean, pretty far back, and this is insane that what he's doing now with his life. I just want to make sure that when we talk about Tinder, you're not going to talk about being a hookup app. We are really trying to push now that Tinder, and this is like the height of Tinder.
Right.
Like it's a networking app. People are going there to make network business transactions, deals. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure there can be money exchanged during some of these meetups. But I mean, what you want me to not say that people are just using it to bang away? And she was like, yes, you cannot bring that up.
Wow.
So I was like, well, then I am not interested.
Wow, integrity.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, well, I mean, what else you gonna like? And then part of me was like, well, maybe, you know, we just, again, he probably didn't know Brad was going to be there. So the Mystique, you know, the Mystique Dan is there, you know, and just sitting there, and maybe he would open up because he's like, wow, okay, maybe I can tell somebody new my secrets. But yeah, I mean, sometimes there is just, if you can't talk about what there is to be talked about, why do it, right? You've probably fallen into some of those interviews.
Oh, everybody's hosted a late night show or done syndicated radio or whatever. It's the story I always give is Monica Lewinsky's coming on, but she only wants to talk about her handbag line. Like,
she's like, well, we'll talk about something that involved hands.
Right.
Yeah,
and then some people like, you know, Letterman or whatever.
Doesn't give a
when
fuck.
I did Letterman, I was like, you taking over for Howard Stern? I was like, I can't talk about it.
Yeah.
I cannot. I signed a contract that says I'll not talk about it. Then I was like, you can tell Dave, he can ask all he wants, but I signed a contract. I just go up there and sit down. It's like, taking over Stern? Okay.
He did that, yeah.
That's
he did it with
what it
Joaquin Phoenix. Paris Hilton, I think, went on, and he was just like, they said, like, don't talk about her sex tape. And he was like, so,
Legend.
that tape, huh? I mean, it was just
you have to understand. Yeah, when you get into, like I said, F me money, when you got enough money, you know, we're seeing Seinfeld come out now. It's like once you have enough money, that it's so having enough money. Like, okay, let's break it down for a second. It's two things about having enough money. You got to have enough money so that somebody could film you fucking a dolphin's blowhole, put it on the internet, and it wouldn't affect you.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's true fuck you money.
That's fuck you money. Fuck me money.
Fuck me
F
money.
you money is good, but
Right.
F me money's more.
Right, yes.
Right. So F you money is like,
I'm going to get away with it, yeah?
no, not necessarily. Here's what F you money is. I've had this happen a few times. Like the chick who bought your house 3 years ago says there's a crack in the foundation, and she says it's your fault, and you hit it, and she's got a lawyer, and they want to take you to court, and then somebody, you go, that's fucking ridiculous. She hired a home inspector. She said something 3 years ago. She said I crawled under the house and hid a crack. Like, how would that even work? And then sensible people around you go, she wants $11,000. Just pay her $11,000. And then you go, fuck that bitch. And then they go, well, if this thing goes to court, it could cost you $40,000. And you go, fuck it, I'm going to court. Like, fuck you. Okay, that's F you money.
Yeah.
F you money. Elon Musk buys Twitter for $45 billion. It's worth $22 billion. That's fuck me money.
Yeah.
He's going, I have so much fucking money I can fuck myself. Right. I would go, I'm not paying that bitch $11,000. She's extorting me. But if they said it could cost you $1.7 million if it goes to court, I'd go give her the 11.
Yeah.
Right. But if I have fuck me money, I'll go, I don't care if it's $10 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a combination of how much money you have and how old you are. Seinfeld just turned 70. So he is not going to be able to spend all the money he has during his lifestyle, even if he goes to Nancy Pelosi's surgeon.
No.
He's still not going to be able to do it.
Wow.
When you're 31, you have to kind of make business decisions. Like, do I have 50 years of money? Because I may only have 12 years of money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Seinfeld has 100 years of money, and he's 70. So we're going to be hearing a lot from him.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
The guy who won the latest like $1 billion lottery he's a cancer. He has cancer. He just like did chemo last week.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a movie waiting to happen, dude.
Yeah, so what
that's
is he gonna
bucket
do?
list with all the money. If I won the lottery, if I won like 900 mil, I'd get a fucking fat private jet, like an Air Force One type plane, take all my family and friends on a big European vacation, everything, and then I would buy McDonald's and I would change the colors because they've been the same colors. Excuse me, I'm getting choked up. I would want to completely flip the script and go, and maybe even change the name. You know, make fuck, Fatty World, or just like it's anything, because it's now you own it.
About it, yeah.
But something tells me that McDonald's is purchase proof. Yeah. Can you not buy McDonald's?
I think you could.
You buy a couple of franchises.
Yeah.
Nah, I want the whole thing, dude. I want the Happy Meal and I want the supersize. I want the happy hour at McDonald's.
Oh, and you'd be like every day's McRib and Shamrock Shake.
We only hire little people to be employees. All the clowns are now. Ronald McDonald is black. I think Grimace is. I don't know what you do with Grimace. You probably fire Grimace. Get a whole new cast of characters in there. New menu items. Maybe get a chicken Caesar wrap.
Ideas.
New commercial for chicken Caesar wrap is just some fat kid in a lazy river going chicken Caesar wrap, and that's the new jingle.
I'm going to let you beat this out.
Yeah,
during the break.
So speaking of,
I still got a spot on your Maid's show, right?
We're talking about dating apps like Tinder.
Not with any of this material.
Because of,
or if it is, I'm not following you.
I don't want to follow that. Yeah,
we're talking about dating apps, Tinder, Grindr. So a few years ago, I'm texting Adam Ray about when he was coming. I'm like, oh, what do you want to talk about? And he's like, oh, I'm a little hesitant to talk about this, but my stepmom's on Hospice. And I'm just like, holy crap, we gotta talk about that. Yeah. Like his mom being on a dating app. I'm like thinking about like, I wonder what she looks like. Like, can we find a profile? Let's get into it. Mm-hmm. And then I looked closer at the text, and he said, oh, my stepmom is on hospice.
Oh.
And I go, well, she is moving on from my dad. She went totally off.
Oh my God.
Isn't that crazy? Hospice.
Yeah.
Hospice.
That's actually a very funny misinterpretation, because it does.
I was excited.
And I did put quotes in it, and I put like a heart and like an eggplant emoji next to hospice. So I see where the confusion. Hospice does sound like a spicy dating app.
All right. I need to take a quick rape shower. Katie Cazorla is coming in. She's a funny stand-up comedian. It's her club that we're doing the Netflix special at. So Adam's going to hang out. He knows Katie. And we'll talk comedy right after this. Rosetta Stone. Oh, my kids are heading off to college soon, and they're going to want to travel. Maybe see the world. Well, they're going to have to learn a new language wherever they go, and that's where Rosetta Stone comes in, the most trusted language learning program available. And you can get it on desktop or as an app. Truly immerse yourself in the language you're learning. 30 years, millions of users, 25 languages, Spanish, French, Italian, German, Korean, Chinese, Arabic. It's all there at Rosetta Stone. Designed for long-term retention, no English translations. Learn to speak, listen, and think in that language. Plus, the built-in true accent feature gives you feedback on your pronunciations. So you can get a lifetime membership, and it has all 25 languages for 50% off. It's Rosetta Stone, right, Dawson?
Don't put off learning that language. There's no better time than right now to get started. For a very limited time, Adam Carolla Show listeners can get Rosetta Stone's lifetime membership for 50% off. Visit rosettastone.com/Adam. That's 50% off unlimited access to 25 language courses for the rest of your life. Redeem your 50% off at rosettastone.com/Adam today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. O'Reilly Auto Parts. They're in the business of keeping your car on the road. They offer friendly, helpful service and the parts, knowledge, and everything else you need to maintain and repair your vehicle. They've got thousands of parts and accessories in stock, either in store or online. you never have to worry if you're in a jam. They got your part. The team at O'Reilly Auto Parts can test your battery for free in or out of your car. It's nice not to have to yank that thing. If it needs to be replaced, they'll help you find the right battery for your vehicle. Need your windshield wipers replaced, brake light fixed, or quick service? They'll help you find the right parts or point you in the nearest local repair shop so you can have the pros do it. Whether you're a car aficionado or an auto novice, you'll find the employees at O'Reilly Auto Parts are knowledgeable, helpful, and all friendly. The professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts are your one-stop shop for all things auto do-it-yourself. And you can find out what you need in-store or online. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today, or you can give them a visit. O'ReillyAuto.com/Adam. That's O'ReillyAuto.com/Adam.
May 12th, Bertram's back.
You're welcome, ladies.
Here's a sneak preview of the new animated show from Adam Carolla and the Daily Wire.
You do see that I'm an actual black man, right?
Being black doesn't mean you can't be a white supremacist.
Rapunzel, being white is the key criteria for white supremacy.
That's very narrow-minded. Saying a black person can't be a white supremacist is like saying a woman can't have a penis. I believe a black man can be anything he wants to be. Politician, athlete, even a racist white woman.
Subscribe now at dailywire.com and tell a friend before the premiere of Mr. Bertram on May 12th. Now back to the Adam Carolla Show.
Katie Cazorla is here, comedian and club owner, entrepreneur. Got a new venue, the Kookaburra Lounge. So we're going to do our Netflix is a Joke festival there. That'll be May 8th. We just got Adam Ray on board. We got Jay Moore on there. We got Rob Schneider.
Oh my God, I just shoved myself in.
Maybe Leno. We'll see. I'm working on that one. So it'll be a good night to be had for one and all.
I'm excited.
How's the lounge? How's it looking?
I mean, it looks really gorgeous. We open actually tonight, so today's been so fun.
What do you mean by that? Just all crossing T's and dotting I's?
Oh my God, it's been, opening business in LA, I kind of compare it to like having a baby, right? Like it feels like the pregnancy's so fun and then the baby's going to be born, but then my baby is Damien from The Omen. So, and I just want to drown it in a bathtub. So
yeah, LA. I mean, how many hoops did you have to jump through? You got to get a liquor license. You got to get a live performance license. I mean, there's a license for everything, right?
Yeah, there is. I got my liquor license October 6th of 2022, and they just transferred it a week ago.
Right. But as I always say, if you want to go in front of SoFi Stadium and sell Modelo tall boys before a Rams preseason game, no problemo. With LA, that's all fine. That's all. You want to cook up ghetto dogs and sell beer and shots of tequila in front of SoFi or on their property, that's not a problem. But if you want to open a business, that's a big problem.
Yeah. You know what the worst is when the health inspector came in and we had to do our health inspection for the business. She looked at the tile that has been in my space for over 20 years, and she said, oh, it doesn't curve enough. And so I can't pass you with that. You have to redo the tile. And I said, but I didn't even touch it. And then I thought about when I went in to get like donuts the other day walking on Hollywood Boulevard, and there was a guy cooking corn in a makeshift giant pot with mayonnaise open, sitting in the sun, and they're allowed to do that.
How are his tiles, though?
Yeah. I'm like, where's his 3-compartment sink? Where's his place to wash his hands? Where's his curved bathroom tile?
Will you be serving mayonnaise curb corn at the Kookaburra Lounge?
I should do it just in spite. I actually, you know what I actually call the Kookaburra Lounge? I call it my Spite Comedy Club. Because of all of like the bad paychecks that I got, this is my Mocha Joe's.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, look,
I'm Latte Larry's.
Yeah.
It looks fucking gorgeous. How did you come up with the name?
So I have a like kind of scratchy voice, and when I was little, my parents would say, "You sound like a kookaburra bird when it laughs." And if you've ever heard a kookaburra bird, it sounds kind of like me. And so my mom would sing the song, Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree. Yeah, you know it.
Laugh the Kookaburra.
Laugh the Kookaburra.
Open a comedy club.
Yeah, so I said, you know what? I don't want to call it Katie's or some like lame thing like the Chuckle Hut or whatever. So I'm like, why don't I just call it the Kookaburra Lounge, and then we don't pigeonhole ourselves into just comedy.
It's a great name.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because you guys want to do more stuff than just...
yeah, we have jazz on Sundays.
Let's go.
Yeah. Need to mix it up. It can't be all comedy.
Fuck yeah. Well, when it looks like what it looks like from what I've seen. I mean,
it's sexy.
Yeah.
The lighting and the sound system alone is just elite.
Oh, yeah. That was a lot of money. That was actually not my choice. I would have just gotten 2 speakers on stands and 1 mic like every other club. But this, we went above and beyond.
Sound makes a difference.
I want to warn you, Adam, it's not all good. Because Katie was telling me when I was with her in Reno that they have a technology now that if you're not funny for a minute and 41 seconds, it shuts.
Yeah.
The mic will shut off.
That's a great...
So you got to bring your fucking A game.
Okay.
No hanging around, no scratching your head, no let me check my steno pad. She wants comedians on their fucking feet.
Yeah.
And not only is the sound shut off, the lights shut off and the door locks.
And then
they're all just trapped in there.
Yeah, and then on the stage, there's a trap door that you don't know about. And if your jokes are really terrible, it just opens and you just fucking
drop right there.
So I guess I'll shelf my McDonald's rebrand material.
Well, or work on it real hard between now and then.
You know what's so funny? Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say that, so when we were in Reno, Katie was performing in Reno. And then I was in Reno for my car exhibition. And so I just did a drop-in.
Yeah.
And I was telling everyone when I got back that it had this old couple, one with the neck brace, who was just sitting on the side of the stage. And Adam's a good guy to weigh in on this one, too, which is...
Big neck brace guy.
Yeah. Not laughing at all. But not only not laughing, arms folded, looking down, just angry... And
in the front row,
70 years old, 68 years old, knees against the edge of the stage, just arms folded, looking down. Yeah. Every comedian commented. They never changed their posture. They never moved. They never looked up, and they never smiled. And I've done enough shows where I've seen that couple, and it's like, who are these people? And no. Why do they have to sit with their knees touching the stage?
And in the front, like the front row, the person had a neck brace on and was like this.
There's plenty of room in the back. You could go to the back. You could sit in the back. Well, first off, I don't know what they're there for in the first place.
To not laugh.
Was he by himself?
He is there, and his wife had the neck brace on.
It was a couple of neck brace senior
Sorry,
citizens?
I didn't do a good job.
No,
of
paint the
setting this
picture.
one up.
The wife had the neck brace.
The wife had
on.
the neck brace.
Oh,
right.
so but she was looking down, or he was
the whole time. They both were. They were the most miserable people I've ever seen in my life. And finally, I was like, "You shouldn't be here."
Yeah, Reno is. If you haven't been to Reno, folks, it's Vegas's
white trash cousin.
White trash cousin. There's more neck braces and homeless guys shadow boxing in the bathroom than you probably care to see.
I like it though.
It does have a flavor though that is like you keep coming back.
I do. It really is like a drug, and I do love Reno. I was mugged there though the last time, and the casino, so that sucked. But besides that,
it's like if you get a lap dance from a girl and she's like, let's say she has a cut and she bleeds on you, and you're like, I'm not going back there. But then you're like, but she did have a nice smile. Mm-hmm. That's Reno.
Reno.
They have a strip bar in Reno called the Men's Club, and it is actually a sushi bar and steakhouse and strip bar. And I swear to God, I did not believe it. I thought, who decided that should be a business? Sushi in a strip bar, just raw fish.
Oh, yeah.
And then lips above you. I was like, I don't know about that business.
It's a weird combo. On the other hand, the hardcore Japanese will eat the sushi off of the naked woman's body.
Great
so
point.
maybe there was some connection
that's
there.
Where it came from.
Yeah. It's probably the impetus for it.
Because people use neck braces in so many lawsuit scams, I don't trust people in neck braces anymore.
You never
she
have,
didn't
though.
look up. She didn't look up. So I believe she was actually injured. She just looked down and was sad.
Oh,
the whole
she's in a
time.
fucking neck brace. Sounds like you guys really ganged up on this cripple.
It hurts to laugh.
I closed, and then by the time I got up there, everyone had gotten into it with them.
Oh, God.
That they were sufficiently beaten down.
Oh,
But they stayed. That's
But
the
they
whole
never
thing.
left.
Yeah.
And there were like 4 comics that went on before me, and it's really hard to avoid someone who's sitting with their arms folded, acting, the look on the guy's face was like a cop when you're telling him a story. Like, why I pulled you over? Listen, officer, I know I was speeding. And they're sure, you're racing to the hospital because your wife's pregnant, whatever it is. He literally took on a posture of someone who didn't like where he was.
Yeah, like kind of fighty. He was kind of fighty.
He was fighty with his arms folded and angry the whole time. And there was no amount of shame that any of the comedians could give him to sufficiently coax him into sort of painting a smile on or leaving.
Yeah.
Or anything. He just
any emotion.
He
Even
just
if he
sat
said, was like, boo, you fucking suck. I would be like, thank you.
Yeah, give me some emotion.
So how does the Kookaburra Lounge plan to handle people like this?
Oh, yeah. So we definitely have a no heckling policy. I just think it sets the tone for the room. And there's a lot of comics that are great comics and they don't do crowd work and they just want to tell their stories and their jokes. And if you have somebody who's just constantly battling it out with the audience, other people in the audience now think, oh, I can say shit and be the center of attention.
Yeah. And we can both attest to all of us that there are clubs thriving that don't will not.
They don't care.
Will not. They're like, hey, they're paying customers. And so that's just what it's maybe not your MO for how the club should be ran, but on this night, well, that's a lot of people to kick out. And it's like, well, but you do kind of set a precedent of like, well, then that's allowed here. And whether that occurs again, it is just it's safe for the comics too. Like they'll love knowing that.
Yeah. What is the definition of a heckler though? Because to me, the worst experience you can have on stage is not a traditional heckler. Because like a heckler is a fight where you both square off. You know what I mean? And you have skill because you have the mic and you're the comedian. And they're drunk. And so it's like you having a black belt in Taekwondo and you're in the bar and the guy goes, you want to take it outside? And he's fucked up.
Yeah, he's got like a hairdryer with
he's got a hair
toy
dryer
gun taped to it.
And he's got nothing. And the worst is the formerly hot chick who's really drunk, who's kind of talking
white woman
through and answering your question. And so like you go, oh man, I'm from California. We got Gavin this and Gavin this. He's like, and you just hear him sort of repeat.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we are.
Yeah, there's a weird there's a dialogue. There's a constant running dialogue. It's like the Manning brothers watching a football game on Monday night and doing he's doing a fly pattern now. Nobody's doing that. And it's like you're trying to coach the game. Yeah. And there's a running monologue. But if they stood up and yelled, fuck you, you suck, they'd be thrown out.
Right. Yeah.
Or if they stood up and made a declaration, then you'd come back at something with them. But they're not really saying things you can heckle. They're doing a kind of running gibberish monologue that is doing nothing but distracting you. That to me is the worst person that can be in a club.
Yeah. I love watching Adam handle those people because it's a
good Adam or
it's a shutdown real fast.
Oh, Adam Ray.
Yeah, Adam Ray.
Okay.
But if like
other Adam. Oh, okay. Say other Adam.
Oh, sorry, Adam Ray, not Adam Carolla. But I will say that I tend to like that just a little bit in a show because if every comic starts doing crowd work, people get annoyed. I've seen that.
I agree.
And then it's time to get that person out of there.
Yeah.
We have a motto in our club. What we do is we have all these our security's like big Samoan dudes, right? It's like The Rock.
You can just say
times like
Samoan
5.
dudes. Samoan dude had huge calves. Did you ever see that guy? You ever see Chemo?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is. So like our team knows what to do, and what they do is someone is so annoying, they'll tap them on the shoulder and be like, hey, can I talk to you outside for a second? They get them outside and then they go, thank you so much for coming, and they show them the elevator. So there's no problems in the showroom.
Yeah.
We don't need that. There's enough places that have reputations of being crazy.
I would rather have a heckler than that couple that pouted the entire show in Reno. That was the most distracting, painful thing I've ever been through.
It was actually
something to work with.
It was painful.
Did you guys identify the injury, or did you just keep going?
She was in a car accident.
Oh, you know that?
Yeah, because when I was up on stage, I didn't notice
by a dolphin.
I didn't notice that she had a neck brace on. I just couldn't really tell until I looked down because I was like, geez, can you look up And the husband goes,
"How tight is that turtleneck, bitch?"
Well, actually,
he goes, "She was in an accident." And I was like, "Oh my God, that's permanent? Like, she permanently can never look up."
Oh,
yeah.
That is, yeah.
I was like, maybe don't sit in the front row looking down.
Now, what do
sad.
you miss by not being able to look up? Like, you just have to hear people talk about how beautiful that hot air balloon is, or like
She could look to the side. I think
know?
she could just do like this.
Oh my
Like,
God!
just kind of.
But now you're forcing your friends to have to like deal with you going like.
You'll never really know if Superman is coming or your friend's just jacking you off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Look up
Yeah.
into the sky. I can't do that.
I can't do that.
It's a bird. It's a plane. All right.
Whatever it
You
is,
did
I'm gonna
that
have to take
3
your word for
times
it.
And there was no Superman, so.
I mean, and it was to the left too. That was the worst part. Is it wasn't straight down.
Yeah.
She was like down and to the left.
I have never, it's the only time I've ever been earnest on stage and maybe even in my personal life where I just went up
Reno.
on stage and I just like looked down at no jokes, no roast, no nothing. I just said, I don't know why you're sitting against the stage. Like, wouldn't you just sit back? It's just,
and there were seats.
the
It was
room was
yeah.
like crescent shaped and there's room in the back and it's like, you should like. I was like, we're not doing comedy for a minute. I'm not normally inquisitive. I really, earnestly, honestly want to say, just please sit in the back.
Yeah.
Why are you here? Why the front row? Which
Yeah.
I've done. It happens.
We charge
weirdly.
more. We charge more for front row, by the way.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, you're
Got
paying
to.
for that.
Yeah.
The for some reason, 3 out of the 5 times I go to the Melrose Improv, there's like a 22-year-old gay couple who's sitting just like when you're on stage, they're like hard right, and they're right there, and they're just looking at you, not getting any reference you've ever made, and you're like, why are you guys? Why now? Why you two? What do you here? You're super young. You just got a puss on. You're just sitting there the whole time. You don't crack a smile. And if there's something that goes on the improv, the Melrose Improv, when you're on stage, there's always a group of fat guys laughing on the left.
Yeah.
The right's a weird gay section where they're just sitting. They're like 22 twinks, and there's nothing going on over there. And but why? But why are you here? Or what's in it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Boredom. Free tickets.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Free tickets could be it. Are you guys going to do that?
Actually, you know what's so funny? I was going to tell you this. People that tend to do free tickets, I've noticed the free ticket people are kind of the worst. They really are because they didn't pay
the
for
audience.
It. Yeah, the audience.
The worst.
The
Listen.
worst.
I listen.
Yeah.
Dr. Drew and I played every college in the universe when we were on MTV. And we play every auditorium, every basketball stadium. We do everything. And because it was like a student union thing, sometimes they just go free. If you're in the student union, come down and see Adam and Drew for free. And I started to notice a difference. And I started to tell them, charge them $5.
Anything.
Charge them $1. Because some of them would charge $10 to come see. But I was like, every student union come out for free. They come out for free. You get to about 41 minutes of your hour-and-a-half show, and they're like, let's go play foosball, you know?
Yeah.
They need a little skin in the game.
Some
They
value.
spend money. That's
Yes.
the thing. When people spend money, they pay attention more. So
It's not even, yes, but it's not even really the money. It's like the investment. Like we need that. That's why everyone should pay some taxes. Like even if it's $4 a year. It's like, I want you to be part of this society.
Well, that would be great.
You zero tax people, you're just standing off, hanging out, angry at the government.
I'm
Like, I
part
just
of
want
it.
a little bit, just a little investment.
$4.
You guys said
Yeah.
you're going to do other shows that aren't comedy. Will you ever consider, because you're located on Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah.
Great spot. Will you ever consider taking all the characters and having like a night where Batman, Jack Sparrow, and
This
Elmo,
guy was Wolverine, so he knows what he's talking about.
but legit
that's
Wolverine. I didn't have
right.
peanut.
Legit,
I didn't have peanut butter on my shoes.
Oh, yeah. Some of those guys, they smell like hot urine. And I'm like, oh,
Some of
I don't
them.
know.
Try all of them.
That's right.
That's a prerequisite. You have to pee on yourself and then get into the suit, David Blaine style.
That's right.
But wait, what other? So jazz and obviously
It's definitely-
Walter. Get some music going.
Yeah, Walter's gonna have Walter and friends, and then we'll have. We're definitely wanting to do like a family friendly on the weekends. There's
Cool.
1 million people a month that walk through Hollywood and Highland.
Wow.
1 million a month, and a lot of times they don't know what to do with kids, so they go to like Dave and Buster's or, Lucky Strike, and that's expensive. So we want to incorporate some of the magicians and comics from the Magic Castle.
Fuck yes.
That's good.
They're really good, and they're not like, you fucking kids want to see like.
Yeah, although I do like that magician style.
Me too.
Where you berate the audience into believing your tricks. Yeah.
But I like.
Oh, that was your card? Fuck you!
That's right.
All right, well, it was.
I just can't wait to start auditioning the comics for that. So if you want to come down and be one of the judges,
Please.
That would
I'd also
be
love to get in
Wait,
full
you're auditioning comics or magicians?
both.
Both. Okay,
Yeah,
so you'll
for
have like
family-friendly.
family-friendly
Yeah.
comics.
I would love to get in full prosthetic and create a character that is a magician, an old-timey magician, and come down and do the worst tricks for a paying audience. Maybe it's even a 10-minute bit, but you announce it as like this guy's getting back into the magic game, which is so
God,
funny
it's a
to
great
begin with.
idea.
A guy who's trying to get back into magic, and just the tricks are so full of shit. And I start to turn on the audience. Maybe have a mental breakdown on stage, right in front of the kids. By the way.
I would let you do that.
Okay, for 10 minutes. That's all I'm asking.
But honestly, here's the other thing. So we're kind of doing this docuseries. Netflix has some producers behind it that are coming out, and they want to kind of chronicle. I'm a huge documentary fan. I've seen everyone. But I like when
Hold
they do.
on, I made 5 documentaries. Have you seen one of them?
Okay, so.
All right, so not everyone.
I mean, I'm more into like the murdery ones,
Okay,
and like
all right.
missing children, things like that.
He's
And,
got a Being Bundy doc coming
indigenous
out.
people.
Yeah, we hammered the beats out earlier.
Yeah, but so they want to do like a docu-series where it kind of chronicles like running the club and like what that takes, and I'm the first woman coming to open this club and whatever. And so I said, yeah, I'll do that. And I thought, what a great way to show like what it really takes to get up on the stage, kind of open mic style, and have people audition for Family Friendly. So fingers crossed it goes well. But you should definitely do that.
I mean, 1,000%.
I can't wait to like make your face,
Yeah, a really
Has-been.
crusty old guy.
So you've seen all the murder docs.
Yeah, I love all the murder docs. I know it's so fucking basic, but like I do like missing people things. Yeah. Ever since I was little, unsolved mysteries, all those things.
I've seen them. Once they're found, they're usually pretty disappointing.
Yeah, or
you don't want them to be found.
Yeah, I'm saying you find them and then you
forever.
do interviews and you go, not that searchable.
Like even before Unsolved Mysteries, which was great because he'd be like, Tacoma, Washington, 1985. Eli was just out on the playground doing the seesaw. Then a man put his hand on his shoe, and we haven't seen him since. But here's the dad to talk about how sad he is. I forget how it went, but the kid on the missing milk carton was my first taste of like, oh, you could be kidnapped.
Yeah,
remember
mine
that?
was Adam Walsh.
Who's that?
Oh my God, John.
John Walsh. That's
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
and like I'll never forget. I got lost in a Sears. Me and my sister hid in a clothing rack, and she was chewing gum, and she got Bazooka Joe like all over her, and she was nervous. My mom was going to be mad because we didn't chew gum growing up, and so we hid in there until the mall was closed, and then finally we came out. And my mom was there, and she was so horrified that she grabbed my arms and she was like, "Don't you ever do that again? Do you want to end up like Adam Walsh?"
Oh,
and
wow.
we were like 6 years old.
My
We're like,
dad did that with me and Joe Walsh. I was like, fucking swing a killer axe? Yeah, I think I would, Dad. And then he went, oh, I fucked up. And then he meant Adam Walsh. And I was like, oh, yeah, Dad. One guy was in the Eagles. The other guy didn't see his nice
was my
birthday.
neighbor,
So
Joe
really
Walsh.
get it straight next time, would you?
the guy in the Eagles.
Yeah, for a minute I was super pumped. You know?
Yeah.
You're going to end up like Joe Walsh, a fucking killer guitar player.
No, wait a second. They closed the department store?
They were closing
it down. You know, there's
The
a
lights went off.
great movie of the week with James Brolin where he locked himself in a department store to rip it off. I think it was James Brolin.
Really?
But what he didn't know is they let Dobermans go inside of the store. And he was like on the run from the Dobermans. It was one of those Sunday night movie things.
And he's allergic to dogs.
He's allergic to dogs.
Wait, James Brolin, Barbra Streisand, James Brolin?
Oh, no, different.
No, James
Yeah,
Brolin
same
from,
guy, same guy.
I don't know, Old Country, Goonies, Old Country for Old
Yeah,
Men.
James Brolin.
That's the son.
Josh Brolin.
Oh, I'm
That's
thinking of Josh Brolin.
yeah.
Oh, who's James Brolin?
Barbra
He's Josh's
Streisand's
dad
husband.
and Barbra Streisand's dad.
Wow.
Yeah.
Husband.
yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Husband.
Now
Oh my
I'm
God,
all
wait,
fucked
I have
up.
a good story about
yes.
him. I met him.
Find the name of that movie. It's like,
Yeah.
it's not Those Amazing Dobermans, because that's where the guy trained Dobermans to rob. Oh, it's called Trapped from 1973. And it's James Brolin is trapped in a department store with Dobermans chasing him.
Yeah.
We weren't even alive. But I met him, and he told me a joke. He goes, "Oh, you're a comic? I have a joke." And I was like, "Okay." James Brolin, yeah. He goes, "What's better than a 40-year-old woman?" And I was like, "I don't know." And he goes, "Two 20-year-olds."
Yikes. Yeah, it's not bad. That's on par with like, why does Dr. Pepper come in a can? Because his wife died. Like that's in the same.
But what's better than two 20-year-olds, a 74-year-old who's so fucking rich she built a mall underneath her house in Malibu?
I saw it.
And I'm married to that
tour it.
bitch. You toured that mall?
Toured it. Yeah, Barbra Streisand gave me a tour of it.
Wow.
My husband produces hers.
Does it have a Cinnabon?
No, but it smells like Cinnabon.
Smoothie King? August just texted me.
Pretzel place, Wetzel's.
Is Barbara saying
what's in the mall?
So she has like a lot of her dresses from all of her, Oscar nominated things that she's done. She has a doll store with all her dolls.
And she, I bet, never pays retail.
Right? She must know somebody.
No, it's pretty amazing, her property.
Is it literally look like a mall, like a fashion mall?
It has storefronts underneath the ground.
And it's her house?
Yeah, well, she owns like 3 properties. One of them is
it Malibu?
Yeah, it's on a point. She bought all the properties, and then one she calls Grandma's house, and that's where she records. It's a cottage recording studio.
Cool. Adam calls his asshole Grandma's house. A lot of guys name their dicks. Adam went asshole.
Yeah. Well,
Grandma's
you go
house.
right, I'm going left.
So,
you go up, I'm going down.
What does this mall physically look like when you enter her subterranean mall?
It's like cobblestone and beautiful. To think like the Palisades.
How big is it?
It's pretty big.
Now you do real estate. What do you mean? It's cool. It's pretty big.
It's a Streisand mall. I mean, it's
a mall. What is it?
I don't know how much I can say, but it's
you can say.
Can I? I mean,
does it have a Lady Foot Locker?
Yeah, Falter comes and dives and rips the mic out off the court.
Is there a food court at least?
Is it like a kiosk where I can get sunglasses or get my iPhone repaired?
Oh my God.
I have a fat kid dream of being so rich that I have whether it's, how like they say Eddie Murphy has like a bowling alley and he's got a Dave and Buster's-esque setup.
Yeah, game room.
Yeah, I want a food court.
What would you do if you had your own McDonald's?
Oh, change
I
the
got
colors
5 minutes. Well, wait, May 8th, I'll tell you, at the Kookaburra Lounge.
You're doing
Yeah.
So right after I brought Wild Wednesdays back. Remember my
great.
show I used to do?
Let's go.
So that's going to be a good
I'll
one
stick
too.
around. We'll
stick around.
We'll just make it a night.
It's going to be a good lineup.
Do comics get? Where was I? Were they? I think it was the Ice House, and comics don't get. You think most places you're like, oh, you get a cocktail from if you're performing, and then hopefully you're a savvy and decent enough human that you tip the bartender something. And Ice House, and this isn't to put them on blast, they just don't do it. Some people just don't do it, and they were like, that'll be this much, and I was like, oh, okay, do comics not get? And they're like, nope. I was like, okay, cool. And then here's that, and then whatever, and then that didn't happen anymore. But
you owe money when you leave.
Wait, this is curious because I did a drop-in thing at the Ice House like a week and a half ago, and when I walked in, they gave you a little ticket.
I got drink tickets too.
And they're like, oh, you can use this ticket to get your drink.
Oh, wait a second, I do. Okay, well, I ran to the wrong.
The wrong room?
Yeah, that actually does make sense. I did hear about that after when I left.
So what happened?
So I drove back and got the ticket. That's right. I just didn't get my tickets is what happened, yeah. But so I got some staff member that was didn't know the rules, I guess.
How do you not know the rules of your own club? I mean,
I don't know, there's so much turnover at these at comedy clubs with staff. Like, I mean, how is that hiring process?
We put it up online, and we had hundreds of resumes. We have a no comic policy to work there, mainly because I don't want the comics to be harassed by up and comers, which happens a lot of places. It's really annoying. So all of our staff, no one is a comic. And we have a special speakeasy called Katie's. And it's the secret room just for comics and VIPs where all your drinks are free.
Wow.
So you never pay for drinks if you're on the show. That's not fair.
Good Lord.
People are coming because you're there.
I agree.
Why would I charge you for why would you leave with a bill?
Well, I might have to finally have a cocktail. Because my whole problem with paying for the drink, but they're free,
All right, let's give a plug. Netflix is a joke. It's me. It's now Adam Ray. We know it's Jay Moore's going to be there. Rob Schneider flying in.
Love that.
Amazing.
Love Rob.
On his own dime. evidently, because I didn't offer. So
I didn't either. So
flying in from
I
Arizona.
told him I'd fly in Spirit, but only the 7 a.m. flight.
That'll be May 8th. And then me, Salt Lake City, that'll be this Friday and Saturday at Wise Guys. Drew's going to be there on Friday if people want to see Dr. Drew up on stage. Let's see, Adam, what did I do with your plugs? I get it?
I got
buried?
you. May 6th, drphillive.tv. Live stream, Bert Kreischer, Mark Norman, Goo Goo Dolls, Dr. Pimple Popper at the Comedy Store May 6th. drphillive.tv. Crowdwork special on YouTube. Bigfoot and Cigarettes. AdamRayComedy.com for all the tour dates. I think I'm booked up for the rest of the year.
Katie, we'll see you on the 8th.
Can't fucking wait. Congrats, Katie.
KookaburraLounge.com.
So
Go
excited.
on there, guys. Get your tickets.
The Kookaburra Lounge.com is where you go. Until next time, it's time for Katie and Adam and Chris saying mahalo.